Hey, how y'all doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you a live stream, right? And the reason I have to bring forth this live stream is it's not even really specifically about the image of the video that you see directly in front of you. It's about one of the comments that I received, right? And again, people will state that, yo, what you should do is, Seji, is that you just ignore, those people or, persons that decide to say X, Y, and Z and yada, 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 right? So to just give a quick Cliff Notes version of what's going on, right? So the video or the image that you see in front of you, the woman there decided that she wanted to say a variety of things about black men, but more so, it was about darker complected black men. And she is on the whole thought matter of fact, hold on. Let me just do this real quick. Right. Let me let me just download the video real quick instead of just explaining it. Let me just do that. I think I might actually have to. Okay, it's just one. All right. Because the lady that you see directly in front of you, she wanted to say some negative sentiments about darker complected black men. And she stated in a sense of preference within that, while also at the same time trying to say that darker complected black men are colorist, right? Meaning that they don't want to date um, black women or be with black women that are reflective specifically of them, of their exact same color. And this is the exact same argument I hear 99 different times, but it only comes in when black men state that they want to date this certain type of black woman, which is still a black woman at the end of the day, right? But mind you, if black women happen to say that, hey, I have this preference in a specific type of black man, yada, 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 there's nothing happens, right? You don't see fields of men going on social media, crying and complaining and all this other type of stuff. We just know it is what it is. It's like, hey, that's the woman that's not meant for us. So we're just going to, move around and, let that person seek out or attract the black men that they want, right? And we're gonna just move elsewhere, right? So she wanted to say from her experience that I got you. Hold on, wait. Let me. Yeah, what is up, Bushido? What is up? What is up? So matter of fact, let me just play this. We'll just re-go through it. Let me just get this. Let me see. Show all. Where are the yo? Where's the downloads at? It's been a minute since I've been on this computer here, so now I'm trying to figure out where the download specifically. It should be in videos, right? Maybe not. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, it's still downloading, that's why. It's just downloading very, very slow. Oh, this is incredible. This is incredible. I might have to just do it by way of screen share. All right, so let me do that. Let me go to here. I didn't technically want to do it this way, but it seems as though that I have to. Even though that's also what's up, Bashir? What's going on, man? What is going on? Because let me tell you something. Before before we even get there, right? Let me just showcase the main problem, right? Because I play the video after it's done, like uploading. So we got this person by the name of Eric Boswell, right? He's somebody off and on that's come directly to this platform, to this channel, left his opinions and comments. Cool, no problem. Good, right? Like I said, people can disagree and all that other type of stuff. It's completely cool and fine with me. Now, oddly enough, he decided to come directly under that video. Oh, did it actually upload? Let me see if I can get it. Okay, so we actually got, let me go to screen share real quick. Nope, not entire window. We're going to that one. Let me see, share system audio. Share that. All right. So now we're able to see. Okay, so this is because I gotta play this way. I realistically don't because it looks crazy, but I'm gonna play it directly from here so y'all can understand what the full thing is at this moment, right?
I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna hurt some feelings, but hey, that's just what it is. Um, I was thinking, because at the gym I see a lot of things, right? And I was thinking about, out of all the races of men, out of all the shades, skin complexions, the one that I'm less likely to ever date
Let me know if y'all
again
can hear the
would
video.
have to be a really, really dark skinned man. I am not attracted to dark skinned men. And not for the reason that y'all think. Okay. So just hear me. I have found them to be the absolute most colorist group of men. They are also the most arrogant group of men.
Okay, thank you.
The dark skinned men, the most colorist and the most arrogant. Not dealing with y'all. Like when they pass by me at the gym and they walking by with their muscles, baby, I look the other way. I act like I don't even see them. They don't even exist to me. And it is their character. It's not the shade. It's just they're so colorist. I can probably count on 2 fingers the number of really, really dark skinned men that I've met in my life that actually love their skin tone and actually love the women who look like them. It's so rare. It's almost non-existent. The sad truth and reality about the dark-skinned black man is that there are going to be very few of them who are not colorist. Very few. I mean, it's going to be a needle in a haystack. So I am just completely turned off by them. I'm just not attracted to them because I already know that colorist mindset is somewhere in there and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I do not want to hear another dark skinned man say that he doesn't date dark skinned women. Like, I don't want to hear it for the rest of my life. So that's what I mean when I say I'm not attracted to them. It's their mindset. And I know it's not all, but it is absolutely most. I'm not arguing that with no. You guys are not.
So right, we all heard that, right? We heard the generalization that she wanted to say, and then she wanted to talk about like I know it's not all. I'm not talking about all, and all this other type of stuff. But yet you're making this huge generalizations towards one specific group of black men, the darker complected black men, and you're basically trying to say that they hate, black women of a certain skin tone, of a certain skin type, and all this other type of stuff. But yet you're not pointing out or giving any 100% proof directly of this. There's a lot of darker complected black men directly out there that love themselves, that love their melanin, and that also love darker complected black women and or black women of all different types of shades, right? But as I stated before, even if you have black men that love whatever shades of black women that are specifically out there, if there's a black man that wants to be with a lighter complected black woman, it's a loss. How is that a loss? People will sit up there and say like, "Oh, the only reason that you're with that light skinned woman is because she's light, passable, or she's close to white." Because realistically, if you date a light skinned black woman, you really are saying to everybody that you really want a white girl because you don't want to deal with the backlash and everything that comes with it. You just want to sit up there and settle for this because you're afraid or you can't really get what it is that you want, right? So then again, go to option B, a black man that dates black women that are just, brown, like a brown tone, whatever it is. It's like, well, okay, yeah, you are dating black women, but why don't you Or why aren't you seeking beautiful, darker complected, more melanated black women directly out here? Like, why are you specifically just stopping or just looking directly at brown skin black women directly out here? Like that shows that you're colorist, because these are the black women that is either your preference or that you like that doesn't even make any type of sense, because we come in all shades, right? Loss. So then, more of an L. When you have black men that date darker complected black women, then the other black women come through and sit up there and say that, oh, he doesn't even really actually love that black woman. He just actually fetishizes her. He realistically, he's not with her because he wants to be. He's just with her because he can't get like a Becky or all this other type of stuff. He still suffers from internalized, racism and all this other, like, dawg, I've heard all of the nonsense split multitudes of different ways on how this becomes an L, which again is completely crazy to me, right? But now we're going to listen to the exact same woman, and she's going to put out another opinion, a generalized opinion, when it deals with black men, right? So let's take a listen to this.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, you guys aren't here. You guys are not here.
You gotta care.
No, you're not. No, he doesn't. No, you don't.
We didn't even mess with you.
I'm being threatened by a guy with a weapon. I'm being threatened by a guy with a weapon.
Look how lame you are.
I need help now. I need help now.
Back up, bro.
Get the out of here.
You're the one harassing us. Stop harassing us.
Out of here.
Stop harassing us.
I'm not harassing you. Get the out of here. You guys aren't supposed to be
You're being
here.
racist in your profile.
Get the out of here.
Stop being racist.
I'm not being racist. You want to see the kids that I swam with
Stop
today?
talking to her. Stop talking to her.
Get out of here.
How's it?
But these are the same women that black men said were fit, feminine, and friendly.
Generalization.
Y'all remember when black men told us that? So when I see a white tee woman showing black men what the time it is, baby, that is hilarious to me. I smile. It's funny. It's funny. Because these are the same women that y'all continue to put on a pedestal. But when y'all be out here living y'all life and y'all come across a Karen, them Karens be putting y'all black asses in y'all place. But as a black woman, I'm gonna mind my goddamn business though.
So it's crazy, right? So I also want to put into perspective that this is the same type that would also call black men bullet bags and sit up there and say that black men can't die right. She's that type. Like I said before, even in the video that I put directly out, you can tell she's giving off that type of energy. And I said before that she's too old to be moving like this. 100%. Like, you would think that somebody her age would know better and that would talk better, but she doesn't. And the reason why I highlighted this is because I've stated that type of nonsense like this, especially on TikTok, where you have a lot of impressionable young black girls and young black women out there, they're going to listen to these types of older women, and they're going to take everything that they say as 100% fact without having their own experiences, without having their own knowledge base or anything like that. They're going to go with what these women are basically saying, because other women from other nations are looking at this woman and be like, oh, this is how she sees black women. This is how she sees this is how she sees black women as the positive, and then this is how she deems black men as the negative, and this is what they always do, this is how they always move, they're colorist, they're racist. And she also doesn't feel sorry if anything happens to black men. It's like, okay, fine, cool, yeah. And then everybody piles directly on top. Everybody fully 100% starts believing every single thing, because again, believe all women. And people are like, well, if a black woman is saying something negative about a black man, it has to be true 100% of the time. No questions asked. No type of other details. No forensic evidence. No type of Bruce Wayne detective work. Not getting the Justice League or the Scooby-Doo in the gang and the Mystery Machine to try to figure out what's really going on. It's just that because she said it, it's 100% fact. And that's the most dangerous thing directly out here. This is how we got a lot of these young women that I've covered before on this platform, who go directly to these other platforms and they start talking all of this type of rhetoric that is almost akin to, like a 1930, 1940s type of Germany, where they state that, hey, black men and young black boys really shouldn't be up out here. Where I've also highlighted the fact that you've had black women go directly to these white platforms where it's only white men, and they're begging and pleading with white men to do something about black men. Like I said, I've showcased that a multitude of times in a variety of videos. I really should have put it. I should have cut and placed that directly here as well too, to further get the point across. But as I stated before, whenever I happen to highlight these things and I point these things directly out, of course you're going to sit up there and get pushback, right? So this brings me directly to this person right here, right? Let me go directly to his page. This man by the name, and he's, like I said before earlier, he's a part of not really a part of the platform, but he's here, right? He'll pop in every now and again, maybe leave some comments or whatnot or whatever. Dude by the name of Eric Boswell, right? So you can see the comment section, and I'm looking at it both on my computer and my phone, and I'm actually refreshing it to see if he was going to respond back, and he didn't for some odd reason. I made sure to pin his comment to let him know, like, hey, all right, cool, no problem. Let's see if you got other people that basically agree directly with you. We could sit up there and have this conversation and all this other type of stuff, right? So if we look directly to the top, and I'm reading it directly from my phone, Eric Boswell, 2 hours ago, he said, this is why you should show your face talking about me. He said, because you speak on Black Americans daily, and many times you're right, yet many times you're wrong as two left feet because you don't understand Black American culture. Who are you, blind face, to speak on Black Americans? Question mark. And your English is not Black American vernacular. Who are you, slick? Because if you don't think we don't know this is a second or a third generation non-Black American, but an African/Caribbean immigrant, then you're a fool. Before I go on a campaign and get rid of you. Now I'm just trying to figure out that last part, right? I've gotten the other comments directly from people where they wanted to, sit up there and say, like, you're obviously either African or Caribbean, and right. This normally happens whenever you have criticism directly towards the Black community. And like I said before, multiple times on videos, I've thrown myself directly in there. But like I said, people only want to hear what it is that they want to hear. And I would actually expect this directly from women pulling up, like I've been getting, but to sit up there and see a grown ass older man pull up to the scene and decide that he want to try to really do this back and forth, and then you sitting up there in a sense making a threat and trying to say, before you go on a campaign to get rid of me. I'm just trying to figure out what does that mean, right? And underneath that, I made a response. Like I said, I tried to respond in an adequate time, because I was going to let them know, like, hey, I can do a live stream, and you can come directly up here and voice your opinions directly on this. We can have this conversation, right? So within that same time frame, I responded. I was like, I quoted him. I said, before I go on a campaign to get rid of you, I'm like, who are you leaving this message directly for? Underneath, he responded. He said, as SEIJIHITO's second coming, you, Seji, the second coming, question mark. There's many issues I have with you speaking on and about our ADOS, FBA, Black American community and experiences, especially when I don't know who you are, yet you keep speaking on Black Americans. Who are you? And I'm like, that's a little bit weird, because the craziest part directly about this is the fact that I've shown my face, because what a lot of people tend to do when I have commentary, right? Wait, what is it? Somebody said, why are you trying to build on Black women? I'm a little bit, what does that even mean? I'm a little bit confused. What does that even mean? Why are you trying to build on Black women? What does that even, I need you to expound upon that. Whoever you probably a troll anyway, but what do you actually mean when you're talking about like build on Black women? What are you talking about? Let me know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what does that mean? Because if I go back to the stories that I originally did in order to get to where I was, it didn't have nothing to do with Black women. I was covering things such as the police, police misconduct, racism, corporations, and all this other type of stuff. I didn't sit up there and get any type of popularity or notoriety or subscribers sitting up there doing stories on on Black American women. Just to be frank, that's not how that worked out. Like I said, Botham John, or Jean, Fourth Floor Becky, Corner Store Caroline, and all these other like white women that I've normally talked about. Like those were the stories that really popped directly on this channel. Like I said, it's crazy to me how people want to try to position some stuff and they don't know what it is that they even talking about. You talking about build off of black women? Build off of black women where? Like that's a little bit that don't just make any type of sense. Like people just start talking stupid in these comment sections, right? But anyways, again, trying to figure out what this dude is even directly talking about, because I look directly at his channel. I'm like, dog, you got about like 5 subscribers directly up there, and you don't got no type of content. And the main thing I told people before, and I've been saying this for like 6, 7, whatever years, I'm like, dog, if you really wanted to prove to people that I'm this, that, and the third, then you got more than enough content up there to slice in the cut and to make whatever video to basically fit your narrative. You can literally do that. I've had other people do it, and some of my moderators, they know. Some of my moderators know, because we earlier on during the pandemic, there was some type of like quote unquote black dude that didn't like what it was that I was saying when I was talking about white women and white people, and he decided that he wanted to, try to start up his platform by, looking at my content, chopping it up and, giving his narrative on it. And I was like, hey, that's cool. No problem. I had somebody who was Latin that did the exact same thing, two to three of them exactly. And like I told people before, like, hey, hopefully y'all get, the light that you're looking for. Hopefully you're able to start a platform. But always remember, I'm the one that helped you basically do that. Like I said before, like there's a whole bunch of content and stuff that people could look at and actually cover. But for whatever reason, people come directly here. And I keep trying to tell people, I'm like, yo, if you really got a problem and issue, you can actually pull up. You could actually, instead of talking in the comment section, you could actually come directly to any of the live streams, and we could sit up there and have that conversation, right? But again, like I said before, what's the use of critiquing me when you're not doing nothing? How you going to come up as the older man that you are, right? Let me, because I like sitting up there, because I like people knowing who it is that I'm talking about, right? As the person, clear cut, that you are, like I said, you're an older black male. I expect much more, right? If you're going to sit up there and say that I, as a black man, should specifically be doing something, you as an older black male, I expect you to be doing way more than what I'm doing right now. Like it's crazy that I'm younger more than likely, and I saw fit to switch gears, and instead of doing anything dealing with gaming or whatever else, I was like, let me move directly into politics. Let me cover some stuff, more serious, some stuff that's more important. Let me highlight some stuff, right? And this is what I talk about a lot of the times. This is, like I said, I'm just going to use him for a clear-cut example. His channel was started back in like what, 2012, 2014, 5 subscribers and no videos, no nothing directly up there. But again, he said he wanted me to show my face, right? Technically, if you look at the images on my channel, my face is up there 3 times. If you look at some of my other channels, I got videos where my face, my mug is directly in front of the screen, full body and everything. But it's like, it's crazy to me when these people keep coming up and making these weird type of assumptions on who it is and all this other type of stuff. I've been here for a decent amount of time on social media. You could have easily sat up there and went to a variety of platforms to see what it is that I look like. People opt not to sit up there and do it. People opt not to sit up there and do it. And then the moment in time that you want to pull up to the scene and you want to try to question if I'm Black American or not is the moment in time that I'm defending black men. Are you fucking stupid? You gotta be a severe joke. Like I'm sitting up here, like the amount of times I've defended black women, I'll sit up there and still get cussed out. I get called a lot of stuff and rah rah rah. Cool, fine, no problem. I get it. Women are emotional. It's going to sit up there and happen. Don't matter if you're positive, in the middle, or if you say something that people just don't like. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. But I expected a lot more from a black man, supposedly. Like he said that he's a black American male. Like I said, the same way he's questioned me, I can sit up there and question him. Right. And I don't see you doing nothing out here on social media. And I ain't trying to hear the excuse of like, well, you know, if people really doing something, like they don't got to sit up there. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that at all because brother Rizza Islam and brother Ben X, they doing both of those things. So like I said, miss me with all of that bullshit. I ain't trying to hear nothing. If you really feel the way that you feel, then you would have been made videos about me then, right? You would have been scoured through all of my content to basically prove your point that I'm some type of tether, that I'm not Black American, that I'm not this and I'm not that. And I'm like, you know what? What I want to actually happen though, what I really want to happen is that I hope that he does make a video and I hope it does pop off. And I hope it gets to the point where you start having fields of people like, yeah, this dude, he's a tether, he's this and that. So then what's going to happen is like, all right, well, if this is how the general populace basically feels, fine, no problem. I'll sit up there and just step fully back from this whole situation, just go into gaming. Because like I said before, whoever decides to sit up there and do it and makes that move and become successful directly off of that, like I said, I will clap it up directly for you. Right? I wish you all the best. And all of that weight can get shifted directly over to you. Because like I told people 99 different times, it's like some of the main instances of me trying to, you know, do a lot of this, you know, bringing up stories and highlighting stuff. I get racist white people that pull up to the scene. All right, cool, fine. That's to be expected. I get people that are like Latin, whatever, Asian, African. All right, cool. That's expected, right? But I've had a lot of instances when it deals with quote unquote, right? Because I gotta do air quotes because we don't really know if these are bots, NPCs, AI, tethers, whatever it is, quote unquote, Black people, right? Over the course of me doing this, coming through and coming at the platform sideways. It don't matter if it's Black men, don't matter if it's Black women, it don't matter if it's young or old. And I've showcased that throughout the years. It's been showcased directly in the comment section. I did it by way of videos. I might have done some shorts in it. I've also pulled up and showed y'all in live streams. And it's possibly also happened in live streams as well, too. And I've had instances where it wasn't, in a sense, white people that wanted to really cause an effect on the channel itself. I know it ended up being Black folks, especially if I did videos talking about Black women and I was giving like the critiques for very specific reasons. And those reasons were specifically either pointed out from comments that were online or videos or whatever else that I showcased directly in that video. So again, it's not like I'm just sitting up here talking about X, Y, and Z, and I'm just talking directly out my ass. That's not what's happening. I'm giving proof. I'm giving validity for why it is that I'm talking about said subject. And like I said, to be a Black man and you sat up there and wanted to come at me when I'm trying to defend Black men against the rhetoric that she's sitting up here stating, I'm highly confused. So I'm like, so do Black men out here want to be defended? That's what I'm trying to sit up there and figure out, because I know that you got Black women out here that want to be defended. Like I completely, you know, understand it and I see that. But I'm just trying to figure. I'm like, do Black men actually want to be defended when it deals with people like saying like negative and harmful type of shit, saying generalizations and whatnot or whatever? Because like I said, I'm highly confused. Like I said, the excuse goes to women because I understand that there's emotions directly there. I get it. With men, you don't got no excuse. And especially if I'm looking at you and you look older than me, I'm like, dog, you like, what is this? You should know better. Like, what's even happening? And I see Real Black, I see you saying like you saying that the person is a bot, it's not a real person. This is why I sit up there and tell you, before AI was really where it is, before we really had these bots and all this other type of stuff, I was already getting comments. I'm talking about, you know, back during the time of having like 100 subscribers and all this other type of stuff. The moment in time that you really start seeing bots, and this is me trying to, you know, tell people a little bit of something. If you have motion or something moving on social media, you're going to start to see bots. If you're just starting off, you're not getting any traction. You're not getting bots, and AI are not moving to your platform to show up in the comment section like that, unless you're talking about a money topic or something like that. And then you got the random bots to be like, yo, my name is Jolene, and I sat up there and did X, Y, and Z, and this really sat up there and made me some money. And then they'll put the random link directly down there, right? Those are the bots. I can sit up there and safely tell you, like I said, I get what you're saying. I 100% understand it. But I'm saying that this is something that, I've been dealing with for a very long time. And specifically when it deals with the black community and me trying to critique and give critiques out there and also giving solutions. And the craziest part is within the video that I did about this woman. Let me see if I can add this back up. That I did about this woman right here. I gave a solution directly within that video. And that's the craziest part. And that's why I sit up there and keep telling people this is how I can easily tell that people they either fast forwarded through the video or didn't even fully listen to the video. Like I said, I can look at the analytics and I can tell on average how long people actually spend on the videos that I do. And I do roughly some fairly long videos, right? I do videos that are past like 10 minutes, right? So if I know that the average, let's just make up an average duration, right? For the sake of the argument. So if the average video that I do is like, let's say 15 to 20 minutes and people only spend 4 minutes of the video, that's a nice slice. That's a nice large slice of the video that you didn't hear any of the other commentary. You're not getting any other type of information. You're not even potentially hearing a solution because I know I didn't put the solution at the first part of the video, right? And it might not even be in the middle. Like I said, like, yo, this whole thing to me is crazy, right? So underneath that, going back to the comments, right? Let me just highlight this again, right? Just put it on screen so everybody can follow, right? Let me bring this directly down so y'all can see it. So right underneath that main comment that he had the question, right? Underneath that, he said, because I guess this was in response again to the first comment that I left him. He said, because you've copied and have the talking points down, yet you don't think and speak like a black American. I'm just trying to sit up there and figure out how am I supposed to speak? I'm a little bit confused. So the moment in times earlier on when I was doing this content, when I was quote unquote speaking white or proper, I was imitating white people. I was trying to be white, right? And people like, yo, stop trying to be white, just be yourself and all this other type of stuff and rah rah rah, right? Cool, fine, no problem. So then the moment of time I start speaking, now everybody come through. It's like, yo, why are you talking like that? Learn how to pronunciate your words and this, fully sound out your words and da da da. People want to list all of these corrections and all this other type of shit, right? So I'm like, all right, so if I speak proper and I'm using words directly from the dictionary and all the other type of good shit, right, to really make better content, it's problematic. I'm too white. So then if I just talk normal, I'm not even really thinking about it, I'm just going directly from the heart. Now I'm doing too much. I need to work more on the content, work more on the craft. I need to take some speaking classes. I need to learn how to pronunciate, need to go back to school and all this other type of shit. And again, I'm getting this from black people. And I'm like, dog, this is why I sit up there and say that when it deals with the whole situation, in a lot of instances, it's going to be very difficult for black Americans to sit up there and move forward. It's going to be very difficult because you're going to have a lot of people working on keeping things directly in one place, right? Yeah, I don't know who Jilly is. That's a complete troll. Let me see. Uh, yeah, I don't even know who that person is. I don't even know who that person is. Who the Jilly tree is. I know you got to be a troll. Let me see something. Let me just look in the background real quick because I think you got to be coming from the other or maybe this channel. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick. Do. Cause I like trying to figure out some stuff. Cause you got a lot of folks that like sitting up there just talking in the background. Let me see where you at. Let me look. I ain't never. Yeah, I don't even know who you are. I'm looking directly at yeah. I don't even know who you are. And yeah, you probably a bot. I'm just gonna be real for the whoever the Jilly person is. Yeah, you talking about you 100% FBA. Okay. Okay. Like, yo, this is wild. Like I said, it don't matter what and the craziest part is even through life, I've dealt with the exact same thing. It's like, you know, you're not basically you know, considered black enough because either you speak this type of way or you're not basically moving in this type of manner. I'm like, so I thought we were sitting up and saying that, you know, black Americans are not a monolith to an extent, right? That, you know, different cultures, different things and all this other type of stuff and rah rah rah. Rah. Like I said, it's crazy. It's 100% crazy. 100% crazy. What was it? Gail was like, at Jilly Tree, you're definitely a tether. Yeah, I'm sitting up there. I look directly at it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I said, it's crazy again to get mad at somebody when they want the actual best. Like it'd have been different if people were looking at me and was like, yo, all of your content is like the Hodge or what's that dude, the black cop thing, Tatum and all these like other types of folks. All right, cool. I can see where y'all sitting up there coming from on that. My content ain't even nowhere close to that. Like I said, I know for damn sure I done critiqued white people more than any of them combined, especially with the fields of videos that I've done on both channels. Number one, and like I said, any and everybody can sit up there and get. I don't care who you is. It don't matter. It realistically for me, it doesn't matter. I don't care what ethnicity you are. Lord have mercy. I don't care what religion or anything else. It don't matter. Like I said, I'm an equal opportunist. But as I stated before, the moment in time that I put people to task and I'm like, all right, do the research, you know, prove to me that I'm this tether or whatnot, or whatever that you say that I am. I have still yet to see out of all of these years for somebody to do. If you can make all of that time and energy to move your thumbs and run your mouth in my comment section, you can take that exact same time and do some due diligence, a little bit of due diligence, and look directly online, specifically at the platforms. And you can find what it is that you're looking for. Like I said, the main comments that I get right now is like, "Yo, man, you got a an Asian name." It's like, "Yo, that's crazy." It's like, and I've had this since what, like 2006. So yeah, good luck with that one. Same complaint everybody been had before we did all this stuff dealing with boycotts and all this other type of stuff, right? So next, people move on to the whole thing of like, "Yo, man, you sit up there and like really be talking about, you know, black Americans." Okay, I'm black American, so what are you talking about? What's the problem? What's the issue? Because this is why I sat up there and said before, and y'all saw me do videos. I'm like, hey, well, let me just sit up there and let white people sit up there and say, because maybe then people will sit up there and listen. Because oddly enough, when white people start talking, black people do listen. That's a fact. That's the truth of the matter. White people ain't really, having no type of back and forth. Black people ain't pulling up to the scene like they would here and decide to want to do this rah 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 and all this other type of good stuff. And then also going directly to his comment talking about he's going to run a campaign to get rid of me. Um, I don't see him talking about trying to run a campaign to get rid of any of these racist hate groups or platforms or whatnot or whatever. I don't see him trying to put any energy into that. But he says that I'm not Black American. But as a Black American, I've pointed out all of these hate groups. I've pointed out anti-black sentiments from a variety of all different nationalities about here, but I've never seen him in a comment section talking about he's about to make this campaign to pull up and get rid of them and da da. Nah, he ain't trying to sit up there and run your mouth on that. But when you got a black man here, because right, I'm not Black American, so I gotta start pulling that back. Right, I'm not Black American. So when you got a black man here speaking, and he's simply trying to point out the fact of the issues and everything that's going on directly in the black community and how a lot of these things are going to hinder and stop progress. Magically, that's a problem. Like I said, if I had it my way, I promise you, and I kid you not, I'm just being 100% honest. If I had the money and I had my way, I'll hire somebody white to sit up there and do all of this, because I know for a fact that let a white man be up here and given the same talking points that I give, he's not going to face any of the type of backlash, or he's not going to face threats of folks out there trying to deplatform him and do all of this other type of shit. Because for whatever reason, a lot of folks out here, and this is the generalization, a lot of folks out here are more open to white people critiquing them and saying things or even using their own talking points versus their own people specifically speaking to them. And I'm like, that's wild to me. Shan was like, what video did he make that comment on? Oh no, I pinned it. It's on this video. The video, I want to say it should be like the last video that I actually posted. It should be on that one. And I was actually waiting for that dude to make a comment back when it deals with the topic. And even still right now, he still hasn't pulled up to even respond to the comment. And like I said, when I look at the amount of time that I commented, I was pretty much on time, somewhat, because like underneath the comments, they're all like 1 hour within the exact same time frame. So I know he saw him. You can't be that old where you just sat up there and got like narcolepsy and just like fell asleep and whatnot or whatever. And I ain't trying to hear no excuse of like, oh, it's not that serious. And people got jobs and I ain't trying to hear none of that, because it was serious enough for you to try to pull up to the scene and say that you're going to try to do a campaign to get rid of me. But I'm like, and this is what I'll be talking about. So you would do a campaign to get rid of me, but as a black man, you wouldn't do a campaign to sit up there and try to fix stuff in the black community, in the community of which that you are around and or in, if you are in the black community. You wouldn't do a campaign to sit up there and highlight the black women that are opening up businesses and shops, the black men that got barbershops and food stores and all this other type of stuff, the black farmers. You would put more effort in trying to run a campaign against me because you feel that I'm not black American, because I did a video critiquing a woman and her negative sentiments about darker skinned, darker complected black men. I gave pushback on that. You found that to be an issue. You wanted to say underneath that comment section that, hey, I'm basically as wrong as two left shoes, basically defending her nonsense, which is completely incredible to me. Like I said, I thought at least would have saw eye to eye on that. Nah, because why? It's still quote unquote a negative critique and coming at black women in a negative way. And again, I don't even know if that's even a black woman. I just say it for the sake of purposes, because over time, it doesn't matter where these women come directly from. You got black women out there that will be like, that's a black woman just because she's reflective, she looks like me, and all this other type of stuff. Like, yo, like I said, all of this is just automatically weird to me. And it is a very, very difficult type of thing. It's annoying, like I said, because I didn't highlighted stuff before where I didn't have people, quote unquote, black, who came up and they wanted to cause some real severe issues with the platform. I had a woman that did it because of a snippet of a video that she said was basically hers or whatnot. It was basically an interview dealing with Jamaicans, and they were like skin bleaching, and she wanted to basically cause like an issue or whatnot, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. I'm just going to cut that directly out. So that way we're away from the situation. All it is my commentary. Whatever you consider to be your video is just completely gone. Cool, no problem. Had another dude that was from New York, and he wanted to have whatever issue with the video that I had posted. And I'm like, all right, dog. And we had a back and forth. And I think I might have showed y'all those messages, from that time in some older videos. And, going back and forth and all this other type of stuff. And then he wanted to do, because whoever was running his, I think he was some type of New York artist, right? Not well known or nothing like that. And he was saying that his media team or whoever's running his social media were the ones that did whatnot or whatever to the video. But I'm like, dog, you hire these people, you're putting money into their pockets, you're the boss. So I'm like, you can't clear this up. I'm like, why is there such a delayed reaction on this? Like, this is actually going to affect me. Like, what are we doing? And I'm like, dog, like I said, I've had too many times. But people always want to pull up to the scene and say that I'm problematic. Now, let me tell y'all something, right? Let me had decided that instead of just doing this type of stuff, I wanted to do content dealing with like anime and video games. I would have black people in my comment section talking about like, yo, we understand like this is the type of content that you do, but we got some real serious political stuff going on. So as a black content creator, you need to use your platform to get the message out and to speak out since all of these people are here and whatnot or whatever, and to really start the conversation. And this is why I sat up there and said, because there's a black dude that I watch. Um, it's not comic historian. It's a brother by the I can't even give you his name right now, but it's a brother by the name of Rob, and he reads comics. He's highly knowledgeable about Marvel and DC comics. He does narrations and voiceovers, giving you history and information about comics. And there was a conversation that was happening online about 2 to 3 months ago in between Blurred, who is he's a darker complected guy that wears glasses, piercings, and he does comics as well, right? So Rob is married to a black woman. Blurred is married to a white woman or dating a white woman. So we can, I want y'all to understand this, right? Rob was like, hey, I'm not really in a sense going to go directly into politics or whatnot or whatever, right? And do all this other type of stuff. But people had a problem with some of the comics that he was specifically covering because of the people who created those comics, right? And they wanted to call him out directly on it. Blurred wanted to use the time on his platform instead of talking about other stuff to wanting to go directly at Rob and maybe like some other content creators, causing this whole rift and this whole problem and all this other type of stuff. But I'm like, dog, at the end of the main problem is you shouldn't be talking. You sitting up there, you're compromised already. You decided as a dark and complected black man that, hey, this is who you want us to be with. And now you want to argue with a black man that's actually married to a black woman, and you want to get mad at him because of the comics that he's covering and who specifically made those comics. That don't even make no type of sense. That don't even make no type of, you don't even have the specific area to, in a sense, do this. Like I said, people are going to look at you as compromised. And I think he said that he understood and knew this, and he covered that directly in the video. And he said that he didn't really care, and people can just kiss his ass and all this other type of stuff, right? I got to paraphrase because it's been a minute since I saw that video, and I'm like, I had to just leave out of that whole thing because I'm like I said before, it don't matter how you sit up there and slice it. You're going to have black folks out here that's going to have a problem, and they're going to feel that, yo, you need to do this when we say that you do it. But I'm like, so you want somebody to basically jack up what they got going on because of how it is that you feel when you're on social media, you're on all of these platforms all the time. You can lend your voice to the problem. You can create a platform. You can get followers, but you don't want to do it. You don't want to do all of that hard work. You don't want to put in all that energy and effort. You don't want to deal with the negativity and the backlash that comes directly with that. You don't want to deal with the problems that comes with that either. You don't want to deal with the questions, but you want somebody else to deal with what it is that you're not fully set to sit up there and deal with. Like I said, that's crazy to me. That's 100% crazy. Wait, Boss Bradley said Rob been compromised because of the people he runs with. I mean, I guess. So. Okay, so like I said, I'm an equal opportunist, right? So you're saying that Rob is compromised because of the people that he runs with. Wouldn't you say that they're both compromised then? So if Rob runs with certain people, he's compromised. Blurred is compromised because he's with a white woman. They're both compromised, right? So what are we talking about? What are we talking about, really? Because like I said before, like it's crazy. As stated before, nobody had a problem up until he started basically going over certain stuff and whatnot or whatever. This is why I sat up there and told a lot of people, even on my platform, I'm like, yo, if you really want to sit up there and do some content, I'm like, don't do politics. If you're Black American, do not. Anybody else, I don't care what you do. For Black Americans, if you really just want to have something that's like called like evergreen content, don't do politics. Because the amount of stuff that you're going to have to sit up there and deal with literally from everybody in certain extent, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. You're going to have to do so much proving to basically, prove that you are such and such said person, and that you have the right to basically speak on this and to speak on that. I'm like, this is why you don't have leaders in the Black community realistically. This is why we got musicians in the Black community who are the leaders. This is why we got fake politicians, right? Like, this is crazy. You said Blurred is on code. The racist people. What racist people does Bernie Wren? Wait, are you talking about Bernie Sanders? Who is Bernie? I'm a little bit confused. I don't know who you. I'm not sure if you might be talking about another person or and all this other type of stuff. You said Ernie. Well, wait, okay. So you saying I guess that's Blurred's name. Like I said, I don't know a lot of people's names unless they really sit up there and say it. I know Rob's because he says it directly in like his videos and whatnot or whatever. All I'm saying is like if we're going to be looking at people being compromised, then everybody's compromised. Somebody stated that what does it matter who you're dating determine what kind of facts that you put out. The reason I'm sitting up there saying it is that if you look at the instances, let's say like a Tatum, right? Let's say like the Hodge twins, or any of the other black content creators who made a swift shift during the pandemic over to highly conservative. A lot of those dudes, and I've seen the images and the pictures, they date white women. And those exact same, and I'm just sitting up there just making a statement here, right? Because the dude Blurred, he set up and said I think he's like liberal, Democrat, cool, right? He's not a conservative. Cool. So I'm just making sure to solidify that, to put that directly out there. But I'm saying for the other black male content creators that people got problems with, and they've been talking for years, and they've highly been talking directly on the black community in a negative way, the main thing that those dudes have directly in common is that they are with white women or women of other races. And they will make sure to negatively talk about the black community in a negative way every single time, while not talking about the community of which the women that they are with, they don't say nothing bad about them at all. Even if something is happening to them, even if they might have dealt with racism and whatnot, whatever, they'll overlook that and they'll always magically have negative stories about black people, negative stories about black men and all this other type of stuff, talking about the 30-80 statistics and the crime and the jails and all this other type of shit. And black men just go out there and shoot and gangbang and rah, 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 rah. The main thing I'm sitting up there saying is that even people older than me have sat up there and stated that, if you are a black individual and you're dating who not or whatever, you're in a sense compromised because you're not in a sense playing for the home team. It's impossible for you to, because you're going to be playing directly for another team of which another community that you are clearly with. Just like your significant other can never be fully for, if let's say if it's a black man with a white woman or a black woman with a white man, their significant others who are white could never, in the full totality, ever fight or speak directly for the black community because they're going to play for the home team at the end of the day. I've seen too many times where these couples break up and then those exact same white folks, they'll go right back to their own people. They don't sit up there and stay trying to look for other people in the black community to formulate a bond and love and relationships and all this other. They'll go right back to their own community real quick. But then black people will be like, nah, I ain't going back to my community. I'm about to still stay directly about here. That person was just an individual. Like I said, I can see over time what people basically state when they say that black people are compromised when it deals with these certain types of things, because I've looked at different various content creators about here when it deals with certain things and certain topics, how it is that they decide to talk real light and real scared. But then when it deals with black people, oh, it's a no holds bar. They want to be the talking faces directly for white people and everything else directly about here. Or just like the videos I showcased, where you got some black people that's like, hey, we ain't about to sit up there and boycott nothing. Or you got other black people that's like, hey, um, you know, black people trying to boycott Asians, that's really like that's racist and da 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 da. And how is we as black people going to be racist to another group of people and boycott them? Remember our history and what it is that we went through. We're all in this. Like I said, like, hey, that's all I'm saying. Like I said, I'm an equal opportunist. If we're going to say that one person is compromised, you're saying that Rob is compromised because of who it is that he hangs out with. All right, cool. Then, in my opinion, then for me, Blur would be compromised as well. That's all I'm saying. Didn't people sit up there and say that with like Sidney Poitier, right? He was with a white woman. Didn't people sit up there and say that with what's the brother's name that was the voice of Darth Vader? I can't even think of his name. Anytime that a black man is with a white woman or somebody of another ethnicity, everybody always says that that dude is compromised. Everybody always states that, okay, well, you're no longer black because you're with a white woman because you think that this is going to bring you up above the rest. You're trying to do X, Y, and Z and all this other type of stuff. You're trying to separate and move yourself away from the black community to basically prove that you are willing to do what is necessary, right, in order to go to the next level and all this other type of stuff. Like I said, I'm not sitting up there repeating nothing or saying nothing that people have not already said either during this timeline or before that before I was born. Yeah, thank you. James Earl Jones, yeah. The amount, and I did a video and I think I might have made a community post where it was fields of black women out there stating that they didn't have a problem with James Earl Jones basically dying and that he deserved da 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 and all this other type of stuff because of whatever comments that he had years ago. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, that's diabolical. I'm like, okay, all right. Like I said, those were his opinions from that time. But all right, cool. Right, and so on and so on. But on the reverse end, I've seen tons of times where if a black woman is with a white man or a man of another race, nobody is questioning their blackness. Nobody's questioning their pro-blackness or their support of the black community. Magically, they end up actually being the most black. And I've covered those comments as well too from black women who are in interracial relationships and on videos where they've stated that black women who are with men of other races are actually the blackest and the most pro-black and the most for the black community than black men who date women of other races. And I'm like, I don't understand how that works. Wouldn't y'all both be pro-black or wouldn't y'all both be compromised? That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make any type of sense. Like none of this at all makes any type of sense. Like everybody wants to be like, all right, it's either this or it's that. People don't want to sit up there and like, all right, we're going to look at it as a balanced type of thing. Like both people have things that we can consider being like compromise. So we're back at square zero. Nobody has a one above their their name or their picture at this moment in time. But nah, people like nah. One side has to sit up there and win. And it's the exact same thing that I told black people when it deals with like the Democrats and the Republicans. They're both demons. They're both a part of the exact same demonic body. You're only just deciding that, all right, I'm going to decide which demon is the worst. So if you pick Democrat, it's like, I'm Democrat. I'm just going to pick like the demon that's still going to get me in the end, but it's going to take a little bit of a longer time. Like he's going to give me more time before he actually takes me. But then if you got the ones that's Republican, they'll be like, all right, I see what the contract is. And I see as I'm basically writing my name is starting to burn up. So it is what it is. At least I know what it is. And it's going to happen like real quick. But I made my decision and I got everything right now. That's all it is. The same thing is just going to happen. Y'all just decided which rate that you want it to happen. If you want it slow, if you want slow poison, or if you want quick poison, it's still poison. But like I said, everybody's like, nah, something still has to be right here. Something still has to be right. Ain't none of these political parties ever really care about black Americans or the black community. It don't matter. There's racists both in the Democratic Party and in Republican Party. But people are like, nah. One of these has to be the right. One of these has to be the good amongst the evil. Like I said, it's crazy. What is it? Miss Brown, you said who told me that? Are you talking about the part when it deals with a black woman being with somebody white or dating other that they're the most pro-black? I've covered videos on that. I've covered videos directly on that. So like I said, this is not me just specifically saying it. I'm taking it directly from the mouths and the videos of those women and the posts that they have also posted as well too. Like I said, any of the things I'm talking about right now, at least when it deals with these topics, minus the what was it, the Rob and the blurred, whole, thing that was going on, minus that whole thing, because I didn't really even do videos or live streams on that because I was just disappointed. Because those are like two content creators and I love their content. Like I said, I ain't there for politics or any other type of stuff. I'm happy to sit up there and see black representation and black men out there sitting up there doing something that they love, like something that we were normally clowned directly for. Like, being kids, like, oh, you in the comics, you into this, you into that. It's like, oh, that's for kids and that's corny and whatnot, whatever. But now the quote unquote corny dudes out here making money, buku bucks, both for Blurred and Rob, making buku bucks off of something that people that they got shunned for, that they got made fun of. So it's like for me, like that's where I'm at with it. When it deals with that whole like Rob and Blur, like it's just the whole thing of like disappointment because it's like that's just like something that we just don't need. We don't need that at all. Like I said, we already got few black male content creators that are even doing comic books, to begin with. It's like we don't, like I said, like it's just people just doing too much at certain times. Like I said, for me, it's just disappointment, right? Um, but let me see. I think I'm trying to go back to where Miss Brown was speaking. Yeah, if you look back at some of the videos, I can't even specifically give you the video because I've done so many videos on a variety of topics that things might even be buried. But I can assure you that I've shown clips and videos of a variety of things, such as, like I said before, you got black women out here that are into interracial dating or being divestors. Excuse me, being divestors, and they specifically call black men bully bags. I'm pretty sure you've seen that. I'm pretty sure you've seen that. I'm pretty sure you've seen the comment sections, the threads of black women making videos and stuff saying that black men can't even die right. You guys are bullet bags and you deserve this, that, and the third, and all this other type of stuff. Right. And if not, technically, the woman that I showcased here that is directly in front of you, the image of her, that's pretty much what she was saying when she was speaking on how the white woman was basically calling the police directly on the black guys minding their business, filming some stuff in the park. And she wanted to tell them that you don't belong here. And she wanted to use that as an example to generalize those black men as if they date white women. She don't know who they date. She never had a conversation. She didn't ask them. She didn't have them on the platform or nothing like that. She made a generalization on those black men and then tried to justify that woman's actions, and then also tried to sit up there and say, like, this is why, I just mind my business and, I just laugh when stuff like this happens. And this is when I brought up the other point of that I got video audio recording of black women going directly to white male platforms, predominantly white male platforms, and they're asking white men to do something about black men. So, like I said before, within everything that I just listed and those things that I've showcased before, what I'm saying right now is not, like far-fetched. You said this is not my first time watching your lives. Okay, so you might have seen it then. Or it might have been a while ago and you might have forgot. Right. Either which way, again, I've covered it before. And the main point that I've brought out, and I still stand directly by that point, is that any of that type of rhetoric is very harmful to the black community in general. Because I'll bring it up to you like this, right? There used to be a point in time because I wanted to have an understanding because people used to always bring up what was it, like Cynthia G, right? I've sat through some live streams and watched some videos. Like I would just sit up there and like listen to them audio wise as I'm like playing like, video games or whatnot or whatever, right? Because I'm trying to get an understanding of the point of view of black women and where it is that they're coming from when it deals with black men, right? And what better way to do that but to go directly to the source, to one of these leaders directly out here. Now I want to know that at no point in time did I ever try to, debate the lady or even try to come at any of her followers in another type of way by live streams or comment sections or whatnot or whatever, right? I was just sitting up there listening. Like the same thing I tell people, the same way that you appear is the same way that you can disappear, right? And I'm sitting up there listening, and as a black man, I can sit up there and tell you that listening to that content for over several videos, it does something directly to your energy and it does something to your mental. Because the exact same way that they start to say that they feel about you, you start to internalize that and you're like, oh, it's like that's how it is. All right, cool, fine. It's like I'm about to sit up there and give you the exact same energy times 1,000. Like we about to do KO Ken times 100, that type of stuff. And then I had to catch myself. I'm like, yo, this ain't it. I'm like, this is not it. And I'm like, and that's when I got the understanding of how a lot of that content works because it works off of the emotions of people and it works perfectly directly with black women because all they have to do is specifically give you like some images or a story And then around that, they can just start listing all of these other things. Like I said before, I don't have a disagreement that things happen in the black community. They do, right? Not disagreeing with that. Things do need to be cleaned up. I've pointed that directly out even within my own content. Don't matter if it was about black men, black women, the elders, the black community in general, or even the black kids and whatnot that's sitting up there taking place. But the main thing that I set up and said before is that, and I've tried to explain this to black women, I'm like, y'all got to be very careful with the content that you take in, because whoever that person is, whatever their energy is, you're going to start to embody that exact same thought process and that energy. And you're going to throw that right back out. So, which then means that all of the stuff that they talk about, that's all you're going to see. That's all you're going to attract. That's all you're going to notice. So, if you're listening to a black woman heavily talking negative about black men just in general, there's no good black men out here. Black men are trash. They're not providers. They're this. They're everything negative. But all these other men are great. That's all you're going to see and attract as a black woman. You're not going to be able to do nothing else because you're too hooked, both mentally and emotionally, on the words of the woman that you're specifically following. And like I said, and that's why I try to tell a lot of black men whenever I happen to cover a lot of the stuff, and you hear black women saying hateful stuff, I'm like, yo, it's going to be very difficult to hear. You're going to feel a certain type of way about it emotionally. Like, it took me a long time to build up, the way I like to put it is like armor, in order to just wear through all of the negative media and the words and the audio from black women directly out here. Because when I sit up there and tell you that I spent a lot of time, it don't matter if it was on X and Threads, it don't matter what was that at one place called, like, what was it, Lipstick Alley or something like that, the shade room, like all of these places where you would normally see black women like congregate, and they would just talk about black women, not black women. They would talk about black men whenever a story would come up. It don't matter if it was a black celebrity, semi-celebrity, athlete, whatever it was. They would just automatically have something negative to say. I would be directly in there in order to try to get an insight and a point of view on why it is that they feel or think this way about black men in general. Why it is that they only just see black men as something negative, as something that is not worth anything directly about here. So that's why I sit up there and try to tell folks, I'm like, yo, when I speak directly about black women, I've spent enough time in those spaces in silence. Like I said, I'm not there to debate them. Like, their feelings are their feelings. Whatever their perspective is their perspective. Whatever their emotions is their emotions. I'm not about to sit up there and try to be dumb enough to fight a Goliath and try to get my point across. I'm not doing that. I'm going to let you directly be. You have your right to be directly in that space. I decided to be there, right? That was directly my fault, but I willfully decided to be there because I wanted an understanding and not an argument. And I got that understanding. And I got the concept and the point of view. And this is why I keep continuously doing the videos that I do, regardless on if people like them or not, if people hate me or love me, or if people want to subscribe and unsubscribe, and people are trying to sit up there and like ban me and all this other type of stuff. I'm still going to be doing these videos because they need to be done. We got a lot of young black girls out here that don't need to embody the energy of those types of black women directly out here. Those young black girls and those young black women came onto this planet with a clean slate. They came here and they don't have really negative type of perceptions or engagements when it deals with like black men and relationships. But now they do, because those older women are passing on those burdens or that weight that they could not necessarily deal with, and that they're still holding on to because they want to hold on to them. And now they're passing that on to the younger generation, making the younger generation just like them, just at a younger pace. And I'm like, that's going to be detrimental in the long haul for the black community, because that also is going to have to do with the dating world. That's going to have to do with the conversations. That's going to have to do with how black men and black women basically see each other. Like I said, man, it's all the way across the board, and it's crazy. And I've said 99 different times, I'm like, in general, like, a lot of folks out here need therapy, but people don't want to listen. I've said that black men need therapy. I've said that black women need therapy. But like I said, folks don't want to sit up there and listen. And like I said, if you don't believe nothing I'm saying, go back and look at some of the most recent videos that I've done, and look at some of the comments that I've either highlighted or responded to or got. I'm talking about the negative ones. And look at what those women specifically stated or how they feel directly about the video in my commentary. Like I said, it's crazy out here. Like I said, I got black women directly in my family right now. I do this content like I told people before, due to the experiences of my grandmother who grew up in South Carolina, grew up on a farm and everything. It was like she was like what, born in like 1934, 1938. Like I said, she was born back in those days. And I told people before, it's like I always wondered about, like, she told us some stories, but I know that there are stories that she probably would never sit up there and tell people, stories that she would take with her directly to the grave. And I'm like, because I know that you got a lot of black women that have dealt with things, especially during those times, like during like segregation and all this other type of stuff, and dealing with like white folks. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sit up there and start, doing other stories to try to highlight certain things that don't really get talked about or don't really get that type of notice, you know. But like I say, you can't tell people nothing, man. And this is why I sat up there and told a lot of folks out there, I'm like, dog, if you are a black American, like, dog, just move into an area where it deals with like finances, anything dealing with like gardening, anything dealing with politics. Just move away from anything dealing with politics, and you'll be better off. Because the uphill battle, the Herculean task, the arduous task that you gotta deal with trying to like do this stuff, and the mental that it basically takes on you throughout like the years, it's like, yeah, it's not even worth it. I still do because I've been here for so long, and this originally was something that I wanted to do. Right? I thought of it. I sat up there and did it. I did it for the love of it, and then it flourished directly into what we have, right now. Because like I said, man, it's crazy. It's 100% crazy dealing with a lot of the stuff out here. Like I said, so like I said, that's why I'm proud. We got, we got D Money, and we got Third. I think directly out there, and like a few other brothers that do, like gaming channels. Like I said, I hope that, y'all get the utmost, success from those channels, man. I really do. Like I said, I really, really do. Cause this stuff right here, like it will mentally do something to you. It will, you know. Like I said, I had my days. Like I said, I have my days. Like I said, I ain't gonna sit up there and lie and sit up there and be like, nah, man, I was tough all the time. I sat up there and heard those videos from black women that saw those messages, and including the messages that I've gotten, underneath my own videos. I'm not gonna sit up there and lie and sit up there and say, like, nah, that didn't hurt. Nah, it did. Nah, it did. And like I said, and the craziest part is I didn't have to build up this type of armor in order to sit up there and mentally like prepare myself to deal with like white folks or anybody else. I had to sit up there and build this up because I'm dealing with my own people. And for me, that's the most hurtful part. That's something I can't sit up there and like armor out. Like there's like that's something that's like a little crack or whatever you want to call it. That's going to be consistent. That's always going to be there. To know the fact that I had to like mentally get to a point where I can just hear black people talk and it's like it's not effective. I gotta sit up there and like zone it, directly out. I gotta make sure I don't sit up there and like rage. Like I would expect, again, like I said before, to rage out on a whole bunch of other stuff, like racism, racist, and all this other type of stuff. I've done quite a bit of raging out, and some of y'all have been here long enough where I've had like 2, 3, or whatever hours, and it don't matter if it's black men, black women, or black kids, or elders, or the black community in general. I'm just sitting up there like raging out. Cause like in my mind, I'm like, dog, it's like too many people are just ungrateful. And then, like I said before, that's why I told people, even earlier on, some people like, yo, man, you a leader out here. I'm like, no, don't call me that. No, I ain't no leader. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Do not put that on me. No, I'm not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Cause like I said, I already know at the moment in time, it's like you're gonna love me at a certain point, And it's only a few seconds later that you're going to decide that you're either uneasy or that you're going to sit up there and hate me for my commentary or my opinion. Because I've seen it. Like I said, I've dealt with it when it dealt with either family, when it dealt with friends or whatnot, or whatever. Like, it don't matter who it is. Like I said, people are not going to be able to specifically take the opinion that they're going to sit up there and feel a certain type of way. You can hear directly in the voice. You can look at the body disposition or whatever it is. And like I said, you know what it is. So that's why I sat up and said, if you are, Black American, it's like, yo, go into something easier. Something that you're not really going to have to deal with, like an uphill battle. Maybe an uphill battle with trying to get, subscribers and views and stuff like that, but that's going to, come directly over time. At least your mental is going to be directly intact. It's not going to be a wreck. It's not going to be, chaotic. You're not going to have days where you're going to have to try to put yourself back together so you can sit up there and get the content out and get the message and all this other type of stuff. Like I said, man, like, yo, it's crazy. I understand why it is that you have very few and far in between folks out here that even want to try to put themselves in a position to be a leader. I get it. I 100% see it. I understand it. Like I said, this whole thing is crazy. And I'm still at this moment as I'm talking to y'all, I'm refreshing this phone and I'm trying to see if and that dude didn't respond. I guess he's going to sit up there and respond tomorrow when he wakes up, and I'll just sit up there and point him directly to this live stream. I'll sit up there and do that. Like I said, this whole thing is just, I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe it just might be like one of those days. Like I said, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. Like I said, I think with like Gail, Zaire, uh, uh, Tippy, I think Sham might have been there too. I think with maybe Kia, and a few others. Like y'all probably been there where I might have had like a few breaks directly on stream. And like I said, it happens. Like I said, some stuff might sit up there and catch you at the right time. And you'll just sit up there and have those breaks, and it's nothing you can sit up there and do about it. You just gotta, go directly through, those motions. Like I said before, it's like, yo, I try to at least specifically when it deals with me, any experiences that, I have doing this content and whatnot, I use that as, an example so that, people know what to expect, at least, have a little bit of a tour guide, directly through. And trying to showcase in a sense, I guess, I'm not going to say the full mental toll, but at least mentally what you may face and go directly through. Just trying to do either this type of content or maybe even content in general. Like it's tough. It's a very tough thing. Like I said, it's wild out here. But I don't know. Like I said, it's whatever it is. Like I said, if people feel that I'm not Black American, it's all right. Like I said, I've been called a lot of stuff. At this point, my main thing is that if people really feel that way, you got a few options, right? The weakest way is technically to block me, even though I give that option because a lot of people just like running their mouth and talking, right? The way that I would actually like people to sit up there and do it, like, you can take the content, like I told people before, I don't sit up there and throw out copyrights like, other folks directly about. I don't even really care about that. If you feel that you got proof that I'm some type of I'm a fake Black American, or I'm some type of Caribbean tether, whatever you want to sit up there, I'm like, all right, you got enough content up there. I got like 8-hour live streams, 12-hour, 15, whatever hour live streams directly up there, that if you got the wherewithal to sit through, you can probably cut it in such a way that it'll prove every single point that you want to sit up there and make. But like I said, ain't nobody trying to put in that time and energy, but you want to pull up and run your mouth though. Like, that's weak to me. 100%. And then the craziest part is that for somebody like Mr. Eric, Boswell, the moment in times that I've made videos talking about, like black men, I'm like, where were you at? Where was you at? Like the moment in times I've had like recent rage outs and I was talking about the black community and all this, where was you at? Because I'm like, you're not going to sit up there and tell me that you've been sitting here for oh so long and you've been making comments and all this other type of stuff, but you ain't even been really consistent in your comments. And that's the one thing I sit up there and tell people, like, yo, if you hate me, dislike me, whatever, be consistent in your comments. Don't sit up there and like say one thing for this great duration, then all of a sudden you want to pop out of nowhere talking about like, yo, I actually hate your content. I hate people like you and rah rah. It's like, dog, you fake now. Like I said, I can at least respect the racist because they're consistently racist. Like I said, I respect honesty. Shout out to Hulk Hogan, like I said, but a lot of other people like, yo, you're fraudulent. You can't even sit up there and stay consistent on how it is that you even comment on the platform. Even when it deals with some of the women that pull up to the scene and they want to leave all these harsh comments and all this other type, you're not even consistent on that. Because like I said, like the moment in time I do happen to pull up videos and I'm critiquing black men, I'm like, so where y'all at now? You set up there and I'm doing a video that you say that I don't do. I'm saying the things that you say I don't do, and I'm holding accountability to an area that you say never gets accountability. So I'm like, where are you to finally be able to run your mouth in full-fledged freedom? Because you have a video up here which vindicates you and all this other type of stuff. Nowhere to be seen. But when I make videos and I'm critiquing black women, here come all of these folks. And I'm like, where were y'all at when I was talking about all this other type of important stuff? Like, and I think somebody had highlighted that earlier, where they were sitting up there saying like, yo, negativity moves. Yeah, it does. It moves a lot. Because like I told y'all before, in a lot of instances, I told y'all over certain videos, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a low view video. Ain't nobody really going to sit up there and see this. It's going to be a little bit of comments. And I'm like, hey, much love, respect, and appreciation to the few that viewed it and the few that commented. Because I can sit up there, I can tell you, I can put up about, if I wanted to, I could put up 10 positive videos about black folks right now. And I promise you, they're all going to be low view video, like in a few hundreds. Because the reason I can say that and the reason that I know that, because let me look back real quick. Because we did have a little bit of movement, slightly earlier on. I gotta expand my view on the videos to about 50. I did some videos earlier, right? Where I was talking about I did one video that was what day? I did one June 9th, 2026, right? It was called A Few Black Businesses Black Women Can Support. Kid you not, I got 653 comments on that. And I'm sorry, I got 653 views and 24 comments. Now again, listen to the title: A Few Black Businesses Black Women Can Support. That's for me, I would think that's a positive video. It's information. It's putting, stuff, directly out there, showcasing some things. But yeah, there was no pull up to that video. It did not move like the other videos that I put out either. Right. And there's other videos as well that I've set up there and done, and they really didn't get, many looks at all in comparison to other videos that just like blew up. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. That's 100% crazy. So I'm like, so what I'm saying is like, even when it deals with the quote unquote women that leave comments on this page and they sit up there and say like, hey, why don't you do positive videos about black women and da. I'm like, because you don't even really want to see that yourself. You're asking for something that you could actually find yourself. I'm pretty sure that you're subscribed to black women who make nothing but positive content, talk highly and positively and uplift and pedestalize black women. I'm pretty sure you can see that content up there, but it's like you don't actually want to see that. Because it's not really much that you can go directly off of. It's nothing that you can get angry at. It switches like the whole energy. And that's the thing. A lot of people are more comfortable in what is deemed to be like the negative, right? So if people can perceive a video that I make is going to be negative about black women, influx. People are going to be there. If I do a video that's positive towards black women, it's like crickets. Even the women that magically hate the platform and the channel that are not subscribed, but they make sure to be there. I'm not sure how they get notifications or how they even know when I'm even posting anything, but the moment in time that I happen to do a critique of black women, they're there almost every single time. But magically, when it deals with other videos, like, oh, well, I didn't see that. I got a job. It's a real world out here. We got things to do. It's like I'm not really concerned and worried about this internet stuff and whatnot or whatever. Like I said, that's crazy. And like I said, I wanted this dude to sit up there and pull up because I would have actually had him um on the live stream, and I would have sat up there and just let him talk. Technically, I was actually going to do that for this live stream. Like, all right, so the people that got a problem with me, that feel like I hate black people or black women in general, I'm like, all right, pull up. I'm gonna, let you sit up there and talk and get your points directly up out there. All of your negative sentiments, right? Because like I said, I'm not. I don't feel as though that I'm beyond people being able to critique me. Because if I did, I would delete a lot of comments. What is it, like 50? Probably like 40 to 50% of the comments that show up on the platform, you wouldn't even see them or even know anything about them. Right? The only time that comments don't show up or get deleted is when people want to be racist and they want to be just straight ignorant. Like I said, I don't got no time for that. We're not doing that. We're not doing it at all. Right. Because I think I might have excuse me. I think I might have did that before in a live stream, but that woman, I think she was like she might have been like from the islands. Because I heard it specifically in the accent. Because I think at a point, I think she had like her son was probably there or something like that. Because she was talking to some dude like in the background, and she was up there speaking on the fact that she disliked how was it I was quote unquote talking about black women and all this other type of stuff. I'm like, but where you from though? I'm like, where specifically, are you from? And I specifically asked her, is she Black American? And she wasn't. She wasn't at all. But like I said, man, hey, it is what it is. At this point in time. Um, Ms. Brown said, I think the air guy's trying to bait you so I can crash out. I mean, I guess. I guess. If I were to crash out, I'd probably just crash out on him. Like I said, that's not my first time that I've actually crashed out on some random black dude that decided to come. Like some of my moderators know, like we've had instances because I got black female moderators. And the greater majority of my moderators, like I keep trying to tell people, are black women. So like I said before, if it was at the point that I was like hateful and all this other, they would never be here. Or they would have just destroyed the channel just automatically. Like they would have just like wrecked it, right? But obviously they know where it is that I'm coming from. And like I said, I've had conversations with them directly, over the years and everything of the sort. It's everybody else that I've never had those conversations with that want to formulate, all of these opinions and a lot of these passerbys, or in some instances, I done seen some women because I can read it in the back of YouTube where they've been subscribed for quote unquote 11 months. But I'm like, so you're just now having a problem on month 11. You're just now having a problem with the content that I do. But I'm like, what happened to like month 2 or 3? Because I promise you, I did some video every single month. I promise you, I did a video that you did not like. So I'm like, why would it take 11 months for you to sit up there and still be subscribed and to still want to leave a comment and to let me know that you don't like this and like that? Like, that don't make any type of sense. Like the last woman who wanted to pull up and she was like, hey, XYZ about your commentary on black women signed from an almost subscriber. And this is the moment in time that I have to like edit the words that I really want to that I really want to sit up there and use, because it's like I get it's nerve wracking when people want to do stuff like that. And I'm like, you a grown ass woman. I'm like, why are you doing this? I'm like, what's just block me? Like it's not that difficult. just sit up there, hit the block button, and that's it. That's all you got to do. You're free. You no more have to see, any of my content, on your, I want to say For You page, but that's TikTok. But you know what I'm saying, right? But you no longer have to see my content, pop up directly for you. But like I said, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, yo, what's up? So you said from the sidelines watching, yeah, and it's a field on them that sit up there, and you know what the crazy part is? I have one video, and that's another reason I post. Um, I pin like the negative comments because I want to get I want to see how many people basically feel, the same way, have the same sentiments, but they're just afraid to sit up there and speak. And I know a lot of people don't want to sit up there and say nothing because they don't want me to highlight them or make a video because they know I will. Like I said, I ain't like I said, all respect to the other content creators and everything of the sort where they don't got time for like foolishness. They're just going to stay directly on task. I like to divert. I take side quests. Like I said, I play video games. I don't really do or focus on the main story so much. I do all the side quests that we have to sit up there and level up. And when I happen to see, those type of like comments, I'm like, oh, we taking the side quest. We're taking a detour real quick. We're about to go through the boonies. We're about to go through the woods, over and under the woods. To grandmother's house we go. That's what we're going to sit up there and do. I'm trying to find excuse me, this one thread underneath this video from this one woman. She did a fairly good job. Let me sit up there and tell you, there was a lot of people that pulled up, and I think some of my moms might know who it is that I'm talking about. I'm trying to see if I could find it real quick. I think she had about like 230 or 250 something likes when it deals with that comment. I'm trying to find it real quick. It's gonna take a minute because we got quite a few threads. Let me see. That was somebody else. Pocket watching. Who? Yeah, that was somebody. That was another random. I'm trying to find it real quick. Gotta just give me a second. Gonna take a minute while I sit up there and pull up here. And also, I want to give much love, respect, and appreciation to brother Reigns. Y'all might see him, like pop up. I try to do my best to, highlight his comments when he pulls directly up, on the channel and everything of the sort. Let me see, where is this lady at so I can find her, what's the name? Because she had a nice amount of likes. I'm trying to just like zoom through it because it's probably about like last week underneath that video, and then YouTube was taking a minute to actually go through. Wait, was that her right there? No. That's a whole different one. Some of y'all might know who I'm talking about. I think Sham, or I know Tippy. I don't think Tippy's here though. I know Tippy might know who I'm talking about because that lady actually made a response to Tippy. Was the main one who made the thread, and then it was somebody else that sat up there and did it. Why is it so difficult to actually find? Let me see. Respond. Let me see. I got to put maybe like I responded. Let me do that. But like I said, if any other, like content creators out there, if you, thinking about being like a content creator, like, yo, you gotta, really make sure that your mental health is like in like tact. Like every day, you gotta check on yourself every day. Make sure to, take breaks. Because like I said, don't be like me and decide not to sit up there and, take breaks. That's not the best or the healthiest thing to sit up there and do. And it'll probably cause some problems, a little bit later, possibly, depending on the mental fortitude, of said, individual. Like I said, you got to make sure to take care of yourself health-wise, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people that leave these negative comments, they don't really got nothing going on in life, and they don't care, how those comments that they leave actually affect you. Let me see. Oh yeah, this ain't the first. Well, let me see. Mother defends son who touched a female. Oh yeah, he did leave some 3 months ago too. What he said? He said, BS, you're making a lot of assumptions. You don't know how or if the child actually groped the driver or not. He may have only bumped into the driver or was running because a child accidentally grabbed her behind? Question mark. What if the driver was in a bad mood and overreacted? And how old was the child? Teen or under the age of 10? What? You don't know and don't have enough information to make a statement about black women or black men for that matter. Let me see. And let me see. What was the response? He said, I don't have a problem if it's based on facts, yet I can recall several times a black child was accused of behavior for only bumping into a woman and their bag was running through a store or being grabbed. And I know that was Caroline, corner store Caroline. I remember doing that video. I know exactly what he's talking about because I covered it exactly when it happened. And again, the example that he's giving is white women doing this. You don't have examples of black women sitting up there raging directly out because a kid bumped into them and they're sitting up there lying and people are like, oh yeah, that black kid, that black boy, he sat up there and grabbed. That's not what normally happens. That normally happens with women of other races, more specifically from what I've covered, white women. Underneath that, what did he say? He said, and no, our black American community doesn't have a problem with assaulting black women, although it does happen occasionally. Yet the number of our males assaulting females is nothing compared to other cultures of men. You're perpetuating a false stereotype. And why don't you ever show your face? We can't see who you are to be making such disparaging statements about ADOS in black American community. Like I said before, the craziest thing is I can be honest about things that do happen. And when you're trying to this is the thing I don't like. This is the dishonest part that I don't like. So we're talking about something specifically that's happening within the black community. That video itself that I did, what was the title of that video? It was a mother defends son who touched a female bus driver, right? And the mother went off directly on the female bus driver. They was almost about to. No, I think they did technically get into like a fight. It was like hair pulling and all this other type of stuff that happened or whatnot or whatever. And it's dishonest when you decide that it's like instead of focusing here, you want to try to make a comparison and talk about this other group over here, like white people. It's like, what are you doing? It's like stay focused specifically on what we're talking about, right? We're talking about a black female bus driver that said that the black kid sat up there and grabbed her and did and whatnot or whatever, right? And then the mother basically had a reaction directly to it, and her and the bus driver, got into this hair pulling, tug of war type of thing because they were getting in each other's faces and saying words and all this other type of stuff and yada yada yada. I've covered videos myself on this platform, on both platforms, where you have black men that have done X, Y, and Z in the black community. I've raged out and gone directly off in those videos or during those live streams. I've shown the faces of said men. Like I said, it was one video I did before where it was a mother and it was her boyfriend. I can't remember her name because I've covered so many stories. It was a young black mother. She was, I want to say, like mid-20s, and she had a son, and she had her black boyfriend. And for whatever reason, some type of disagreement, argument, maybe the relationship wasn't going well or something or other, the dude sat up there and took her life. So I'm like, we do have these things that happen within the community. These are things that specifically need to be talked about and highlighted. Like I said, what is it? Eric Boswell would not be trying to step up to the Honorable Minister Farrakhan and try to sit up there and talk him down and to try to say this, that, and the third. The Honorable Minister went directly to Chicago in the hood and was directly speaking to the black women there and stating how it is that we need black men out there to clean up the streets and to clean up the community and to highlight and talk about the effects of black women and young black girls being affected in the black community by the black men within the black family. Right. And y'all know what I'm saying without, really sitting up there saying it because, these social media platforms, they real sensitive on certain stuff. So it's like I showcased that video, but I promise you, this Eric Boswell, he's not going to sit up there and try to, run up on Farrakhan. He's not going to try to run up on the Nation of Islam and be like, yo, brother, I don't like how you sitting up there. You went to Chicago that year and you was addressing them and this, that, and the third. We don't even really got a problem. Like we not even really moving. You're not trying to do that. You're not trying to do that. And like I said, the honorable minister, he's gotten on black men fields of times. But do you think that that this old man was sitting up there trying to really see the honorable minister? And the minister, he's been around the country. They've had places where you can openly come and hear him speak, and you can have conversations. He ain't trying to do that. Like I said, we've had other black men, brother Rizza Islam. You ain't trying to sit up there and have that conversation with him. Brother Ben X, you ain't trying to go out there and have that conversation with him. Like I said, we even had, I think, even to the extent we had even Brother Umar Johnson sit up there and speak directly on this. You ain't trying to run down and sit up there and have a conversation and do all of this with him. Like I said, that's why I can't sit up there and take folks out here serious, because you got folks out here that you can actually have a conversation with that have platforms. You can even pull up. Like Brother Umar, he sometimes he be having his platform open. Brother Tariq, he got his platform open all the time for people to come up there and try to say something and try to get up there with him. You're gonna lose. You are gonna lose. But again, it's an open forum and you can usually come up there. But like I said, if you was really, about something, you'll be trying to sit up there and pull up on everybody, but you ain't trying to do that. Like I said, you got a lot of folks out there that will specifically only speak on certain things and try to come at certain folks. Oh, Tippy is here. What's up, Tippy? What's up, Tippy? No, Tippy. I didn't see your comment because I was looking through my comment section. I'm still trying to look through my comment section to get the lady's comment from what she posted before. Let me see, because I'm trying. Yeah, wait. Let me see. Did Tippy actually? Let me see. Maybe she might know who I was talking about. She was like, "Wow, you can't see me. Can y'all see me? I'm tripping." Tippy, do you remember the lady where she got a thread on one of the videos? I'm trying to look through and actually find it real quick to highlight it, because she wrote like a paragraph, and I think somebody up in there had responded to you. It wasn't specifically that woman, because she never came back. Even when I made a response directly to her, she didn't come back. But her minions came through in the comment section, and they decided to type back to both me, you, I think Third, and possibly somebody else. Let me see. Yeah, Tippy said, "Yeah, I replied." You said, "Oh, I know." Nah, Tippy, like I said, I'd be focused. Like I said, I'm 100% tunnel vision. I'm directly focused. And especially when I'm mad about certain stuff like that. Like I said before, stuff like this is 1,000% crazy. And again, like I told y'all before, I would rather y'all have a platform where you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of like back and forth and nonsense going on and people trying to plot, specifically on you. But I did also say this, right? If you are and like I said, I was honest because I'm looking at these content creators and a lot of this stuff. If you want to sit up there and go famous, the easiest way to sit up there and start up a platform talking negative about black men, it sells. I done seen quote unquote women where their ex is based in Korea, South America, where it's based in Europe, Pacific Islander is based in the United States, Australia, Spain, and even other parts of Africa. Like I done seen X accounts all over the world that consistently bash black men, and they are making money. I'm talking about buku bucks. Buku bucks. Like they sitting up there pulling it directly, and then all they got to do is just find any random negative. It don't even matter if it was a video from 1996. As long as it's a negative video, women will come directly up there and they'll go there. They'll be like, okay, well, look at what this black man set up there and did in like 1996, directly to a black woman. This is what we're talking about, that type of thing. Like I said, it's crazy. It is 100% crazy how this works. And the other thing I want to highlight too is I'm continuously highlighting the effects of the boycott and how you have some black women that are not directly on task, because I think I might have mentioned it earlier through the commentary, because I'm trying to showcase to the black women out there that are on task that you have other black women that are not rolling with you. So the talk of that there is a sisterhood and that black women support other black women and it's the yah sisterhood and all this other type of stuff. It's like, no, it's not. Because like I said before, the moment in times that black women have been harmed out here, I've seen black women just step over that body and go directly to that beauty supply store, wherever it is that they needed to go to, because they needed to get stuff done. And that's basically them saying that they don't care what happened to the other black woman. It's like, it ain't me, and I'm not about to let that affect and impede directly on my life or what it is that I got to get done. And I'm like, that's disrespectful. I'm just quote unquote supposed to be all these other types of things, but like I said, it's crazy work out here. And then I think under the recent video, somebody tell that the video put that one about this woman. Somebody tried to tell me that this video is not it, and I'm like, I'm not understanding. Like, I would love it if people could expound on what they mean when they have complaints, or critiques about the content. Like I said, I've had my moderators pull up and like, yo, Seiji, that's not how you pronounce the word. It's not Toulouse, it's Tulsa. It's not how you write this, and right there. I'm like, yeah, you got me on that one. It's like, yeah, I messed up. You know what happens, right? But it's like you got other people out here. It's like they're not even, really saying that. I'm like, yo, if you want to critique me, so that I'm supposed to, as a content creator, I'm supposed to basically learn from the critiques and whatnot, whatever. I'm like, yo, you need to really explain what it is that you're talking about and not just say X, Y, and Z. I'm like, you're a grown adult. Use your words, so that we can, have this type of conversation. But like I said, I guess people don't really like, as adults, people don't really like having conversations. Yes, they do not really like having conversations. This coffee actually tastes pretty good too. Let me tell you something. But what was it? Didn't these kids come to that man's table? Okay, that's a whole different one. And also, shout out to Faith Renewed. And I will sit up there. I give credit where credit is due. Like I said, I done seen some folks, some women here, that have pulled up to the scene, and we have had some back and forth. We've had some back and forth directly in the comment section. I think what was the one lady's name? I forgot. She got Prince Vegeta as I think it's K. I think it is. Man, I forgot her name. I think it might be K. But yeah, it has some back and forth directly on the channel. But I've been seeing her, pull directly up to the scene, and sitting up there, conversations looking a little bit different. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I guess you are understanding what I'm saying. Or like the one, what is it, Laid Back? I think some of y'all seen it, talking about kiss all of our collective asses. And I'm like, realistically, if we're gonna be real, I only kiss the asses of women that I like or that I'm interested in. So I'm like, I'm not even sure why you even saying this to me right now. I'm like, that's crazy to me. I'm like, that's wild. Right. And then what did they say? They said, we're sick of people like you making money off of us. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, originally, if you want to talk about me making money off of anybody, I've been talking about white people. So it's like, what are we talking about? Like I said, 4-4 Becky, I remember at the start to the tail end of December, that was the first video I ever had that reached like 2 million views. So I was like, making money off of what? I'm like, realistically, the video I did on the white woman, that was the main video dealing with any woman of any nationality that ever popped that high. So I'm like I said, this is why I laugh at some of these comments down here, because these folks don't be knowing what they talking about. Again, shout out to anybody that did like some super comments, because I'm going directly through those. What was it? That person did not really get what's the name? Somebody said, see the light said, I was in agreement with you until you started saying all of that stupid ish. You were saying it's better way to get your point across without downing black women. When you say mess like that, it's like you're talking about all black women, and you can miss me with all that mess. I'm a black woman. My mom and yours are black mothers. My children are full black girls. So when you say black women, I take that mess personally, seriously. it would be better if you would say some. The same way all men don't loop in as deadbeats or woman beaters. Or how about if someone says all black men are rapists? You wouldn't like that. I mean, I've gotten that. I've gotten women sit up there and tell me that that's what I am. That I abuse black women and all this other like I've gotten all that. So I'm like, what are you specifically saying? Like, don't make that whole thing like, oh, you wouldn't like it. Yo, I've gotten it whether I wanted to or not. I've gotten all those comments like you're talking stupid now. So I'm like, let's focus on the main fact that you said that you took my words personally. You said that you got daughters. You're a grown ass woman. How are you sitting up there taking what I'm saying so personal as if I know you, like we dated? Like I've seen you once and now your image is here every single time I'm making a video and I'm critiquing black women. Like, dog, you gotta be the most stupid. Like, what are we what like yo, I need a lot of adults to get themselves in order. I need a lot of adults to get themselves directly in order. Oh, here we go. What's the lady name? Her name is Morning Dew or something like that. She was like, and the same reason black men still run after white women. Yeah, she got about 174 in the thread and about 306 likes. And like I said before, I would love it if those 306 people would just sit up there and block me. Like that's the craziest part. Like I swear to you, those 306 people, like I said, out of that 306 likes, it's only 174 people that actually commented. So I'm like, my main thing is like, if 306 of y'all basically don't like me at all or don't like the content, it's like, what's the use of even technically being here? Or if you're brave enough, why don't you sit up there and make a comment and so we can have the conversation? Or better yet, a more perfect version of this is to just pull up to the live streams. It's not that difficult to do, but like I said, you got a lot of people out here that's scary. You got people out here that be getting real nervous, be getting real scary when it's time to sit up and actually pull up and say something. Like I said, and the same thing, and like I said, I would love it for people to actually be consistent. Because the same way that I generalize when it deals with black women, I generalize black men too. And that also throwing my own hat directly in the ring when I'm talking like that. But you know what happens is I don't get these women talking about like, yo, you need to stop generalizing all black men. Like I got a black father, I got a grandfather, I got an uncle, I got, 2 to 3 black sons. My husband and my boyfriend, that's a black man too. So I take that personal because of all the black men in my family. Like where's all of that rah 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 at? Like, oh, that's right, you're not gonna do that though, because you don't actually care. It only matters if I'm talking about black women. If I'm talking about anybody else, you don't care. Like I said, I've done the same thing to white men. Where you at? Asian men. Where you at? African men, Caribbean men. Where you at? Aliens, space goblins. Like where's that same rhetoric? Where's that same defense at? Where's that same offense? This is what I'll be saying. I would love it if people can be consistent. I would love it if people could sit up there and be consistent. And this is why I sat up there and said before the same thing that I said in the previous videos that during the whole thing of the Biden administration, I'm like, black women have to be careful because now the spotlight is on you. The president of the United States that was sitting during that time, Biden, he sat up there and thanked y'all publicly. He was like, yo, thank you to the black women that was grassroots, that was really moving to help us get directly into the office. He specifically said that black women were wild. They were sitting up there cheering. They were all over social media, clicking their heels and glasses and all this other type of stuff. And then I'm like, yo, y'all got to be careful with that because now that you got um, highlighted in this type of way, now the weight is really going to be on you. And then it happened the exact same way that I knew it was going to happen. You're going to start to have the blame. You're going to start to have this. You're going to start to have that. And instead of taking hold of that position and standing still and be like, all right, I'm about to take this to the chin and keep walking directly with it. The main thing that sat up there and happened was that people turned around and be like, started blaming black men for stuff. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. I'm like, that's crazy to me. I'm like, no, 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 no. Black men did not get a congratulations for putting the Biden administration in office. It was specifically black women. This is your show. This is specifically for you. So like I said before, when all of those immigrants and whatnot, when everybody else was getting all these types of like monies, when it was getting all of these types of support, when they was getting help with housing and all this other type of stuff in businesses, I'm just sitting up there looking in silence. I'm like, so black women, are y'all gonna step up and y'all gonna speak out and say something about that? Like, what's really good? What's really happening? Nothing happened. So, like I said, all of that voting, all of that stumping to get the Biden administration in office, and black women didn't even get nothing from it. And then somehow still black men were at fault for something. I'm like, this is crazy. So, and then we move it directly to the Asian markets or these Asian businesses. And again, I'm like, yo, black women, like, hey, this is in a sense like a round 2 or round 3. It's like, hey, what y'all going to sit up there and do? You got the power, y'all got the money, y'all moving this, y'all moving that. Y'all say that y'all the most intelligent, educated, and all this other type of stuff. So again, the spotlight is directly on you because you've highlighted yourself, right? Other people have also possibly highlighted you as well with the exact same words, right? Positive words, nothing wrong with that. Again, let me put a disclaimer. I myself, as a black American male, do not have a problem with black women that are educated, making more money than me, and all this. I don't have a problem with that. The problem that I have is that people cannot sit still and take the critique or the criticism when it comes their way, specifically because they're in that highlighted position. You're in the seat of a king right now. So you got to sit up there and take those critiques. It ain't no crying. It ain't no this. It ain't no moving around. It ain't no shifting the goalpost. It's like, yo, you got to sit up there and do something specifically about this. So going back to the videos that I've already covered, you got black women out here that are standing 10 toes down. They're calling out other black women. They're walking into these shops. They're informing other black women because for whatever reason, even though black women are on social media, for whatever reason, fields of black women are like, oh, I ain't know nothing about no boycott. So I'm like, so you didn't know about the boycott that was already supposed to be going on since about like the pandemic? 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. You didn't know nothing about any of those boycotts that were going on during that time with the Asian community because specifically you're being targeted because you're the primary ones going directly into these establishments. Because I've seen some black women out, and I've called out black men still going to these establishments. And one of those videos that I had up there, and I said that he was a fool and stupid, and you got what it is that you deserve because you shouldn't have been there. You know, there's a boycott and all this other type of stuff, right? But I got black women in the comment section. I want to pull up to the scene, and they're like, "Hey, well, what about the black men doing this and doing that?" All right, cool. You do have a point, but also at the same time, black men are not the ones getting fucked up in these stores. Like, do you understand what that means? Y'all black women are the only ones getting fucked up in these Asian stores. Y'all getting beaten, y'all getting bruised. In some instances, you had a black woman that sat up there and lost her life in front of her child, in front of her daughter. Like, you focused on the wrong thing. You trying to make it seem like, well, if black men do it, then we'll do it too. No, you won't. Brother Tyrone Muhammad, I keep bringing him up because that is the main example that I have of a black man standing up in the black community, putting himself in a leadership position, risking his life and freedom, and he shut down that nail shop, at least for a certain point in time. But black women were still going there. And if it wasn't that nail shop, then it was other nail shops within that Chicago area that black women were still going to, even though they know specifically what happened. But people are like, well, if black men actually move around and do something, if you protect us, if you are actually leaders, if you would actually benefit us, if you would do this, if you would do that, then we would actually have something to follow. That's lies. You got black men right now on social media that's informing black women of a variety of things and telling black women how it is that they should move and conduct themselves. Do you think that black women are going to follow that? No. No, they're not. And that's okay. But don't sit up there and say that black men ain't doing this and ain't doing that. You got black men virtually sitting up there giving out this information, and you got black men on foot that's doing it. And then the third option, you got black men that's both online and offline doing this. So you got a variety of options directly up out there. You got a variety of black men out there that may own a salon or a nail shop, right? Or all of these other types of establishments. But like I said, it's whatever. Like, yo, it is wild. It is 100% wild. It is 100% wild. Like I said, I've known of at least growing up, I've seen during that time frame more black girls and women that were like doing nails on the side or trying to open up a business versus now. And I'm like, that's crazy. So again, bringing up the whole thing of being the most intelligent and the most educated, I'm like, how can you say that if you're still going to the exact same people that sit up there and harm you, and the exact same people that say the most negative things directly about you? How is that intelligent? Where does that show the intelligence? Where does that show the education at? If you're going directly into the lines, then on purpose, and then you're expecting them to just act or move different. Like, that don't make any type of sense. With or without your presence, this is how they still sit up there and move. So it would be in your best interest and your best safety to remove yourself so that you cannot be negatively hurt or affected by any of the things that they decide that they want to enact. But like I said, I got another video of a black man. He's I think in Chicago, and he walked directly through this beauty supply store. It was like over 20 black women there, going through the aisles, shopping at the register and everything of the sort. And this is in, and I looked at that video because I always get people in the comment section like, yo, when was this video filmed? That video that I'm going to post up a little bit later, it was filmed within this month. But even still, it doesn't even matter if it was filmed last year. The whole main thing that I've stated before is that, yo, black women, y'all the ones that got to boycott these places. Because this is where y'all be, getting beat down, and they be locking doors directly on you, hitting you with brooms, pulling directly on you, snatching your purses, and all this other type of stuff. Y'all the ones getting the utmost mistreatment. It ain't black men. Y'all the ones. But like I said, you try to tell people, all of this type of stuff, man, but somehow, some way, like I said, it's crazy work. It is diabolical. It is diabolical. Wait, what was it? Tiffy said, I approve your message. Wait, what's going on? Ms. Brown said, appreciate the live. Hope I get a notification next time, and have a better day tomorrow, everyone. All right, much love, respect, and appreciation. This man Sonny was like, Seji, be honest and I won't criticize you, but do you have one of those gender neutral bathrooms? I don't even know what that means. In a house, a bathroom is just a bathroom. It's like, I don't even know what that means. Ew, that's crazy. This woman Gail, let me tell you. Yo, that's crazy. Miss Brown, she also said they sound like they got issues. It sounds personal and you trigger something. Yeah, like I said, it's crazy. And like I said, the main thing that I'm trying to do is just get certain things directly through, but people don't want to sit up there and listen. Instead of listening, they'll listen for, let's say, the duration of about like 4 minutes. And then that's it. They'll look at the title, look at the picture, and even with the video, with proof and the video, they'll be like, nah, the black dude wrong, and you're talking down on black women, talking down on us. I'm like, all right. Yo, we got Will Davis in here. Yo, what's up, man? I'm sitting up here looking through it. Shout out to all the mods. I missed Hack. But yeah, shout out to all the mods that are currently here. My bad. I got someone before. What was it? Captain Cole says she looks like her wig stank like your goosey. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, Tippy, you said robot sounds? Wait, what are you saying? That's the mic is making robot sounds, or what's happening? Wait, y'all can hear me, right? Because that would actually be pretty bad if I was talking this whole time and y'all couldn't even make out a word I was saying. That would actually be crazy. That would be crazy. But yeah, man, it's I don't know. That's pretty much what I wanted to bring up. That is pretty much what I wanted to sit up there and bring up there, because like I said, I don't like veiled threats. I don't like people who are not really direct at all. Like I said, oh, who was that? Melody Brown? Oh yeah. That said that was an undercover tether. Yeah. That was another one too. Let me see. Did she make a reply back? Let me see something. Let me see if this woman actually replied back somewhere. Nope. She did not reply back, and everybody was we had quite a few people that was actually down there in that comment section. Tippy was down there too. And whatnot. But yeah, like I said, it's crazy work out here, man. Like you know, you want to do the best and you got the best interest directly in your people, and people sit up there and claim, no, you don't. I'm like, wow. Like I said, it's crazy. Soul said your voice was pop locking. Oh, that's crazy. That is wild. Wait, let me see if I can potentially hold on. Let me see. I don't know if that might actually fix it or not. Let me go to audio and see if I can maybe do this. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. All right. So let me know if oh, Sham said it's not doing it anymore. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I had to like refresh it. So my apologies. I didn't know. I didn't know that was actually happening because I can't hear it, on my end when I'm talking. So again, my apologies. Didn't know. Hopefully that wasn't for the greater duration of the stream. That would suck. Because the crazy part is we've been going for about a good 2 hours. Because normally, wait, Zap and Roger, who in the world? Let me tell you something, Tippy. Now I got to pull to you. I'm not old enough to know who Zap and Roger is. I don't know who that is, Tippy. That was before my time. I got to sit up there and pull the Tippy real quick. That was before my time. Oh snap! I didn't even know it was actually for something. Oh snap! All right. Oh, you said it sounded like the mic fell. That's crazy. Yeah. Like I'm using a different mic at this moment, so it's not the other one. Sonny was like, I would have said something. Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, I didn't even know it was actually this late. My apologies. My apologies. I just had to get that directly off my chest and talk about that. What was it? LMAO, Zap and Roger, seeing computer love. That's not before your time. When she said that, I'm thinking about like cartoons from like the 90s. Because I know I do know of a character named Zap, and then you also got Roger. What was it? Who killed Roger Rabbit? Like my mind goes automatically to like cartoons and whatnot. Let me tell you. Especially due to the fact that it's like 4:30 something in the morning. Did not know that. So again, this was another late night stream. Tippy said, how you talk about Black Americans that don't know that song? No, I know Computer Love. Like I said, I can hear it. I can directly hear the song right now as I'm talking to you. But just looking directly at names, I'm thinking about like cartoons, comic books. Like my mind, like goes directly there. Let me see. Somebody said me too. Shem was like, then it got overplayed on the R&B station about 98.3. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Technically, you would hear that. I want to say quite a bit. Not maybe during like cookouts so much, but when people are like hanging out or somebody's like driving down the street, you'll happen to hear it or whatnot or whatever. So yeah. Sonny was like, it's 1 a.m. here. Oh, so you wait. If it's 1 a.m. over there. So Sonny should be like West Coast. That should be like West Coast then, because it's I think it's like wait, Tippy said it's 12. Where you at? No, it's not. Oh, wait. I forgot. I'm sorry. My clock is different. My apologies. I forgot. The clock on my computer is vastly different. So I gotta look at my phone. It's 12:53. My bad. 12:53. So my apologies. I forgot because I was looking. I'm like, yo, we've been streaming for that long that it's 4 o'clock. I'm like, man, I kept y'all here way too long. Like, my bad. I'm like, yo, that coffee is really doing some work right now. I'm like, I stayed up that long. Shem was like, yeah, almost 12 where I am, almost 1 where Seji is. Shem was like 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Tippy. You in Cali, right? Yep. What is it? Yo, Ebony, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Sonny said Kamala Harris is your president. You in a multiverse. Shan was like, it's about 9 a.m. over in Japan, probably. So it was like I was lost for a second, thought I was in the Twilight Zone. Yeah. Yeah, that was my fault. I forgot my computer froze for whatever reason. And it just stayed stuck on like 12. I think what is it on right now? I'm sorry, it's on 4:33, which doesn't make any sense because when I highlight it, it gives the right time, which is wild. So it's like I don't know why it didn't correct itself. Because I can clearly look at the time in front of me, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna have a video or two directly uploaded for you guys a little bit later in the morning. So that's probably gonna be around I mean, maybe I might put something up at around like 3 or 4, or maybe I might put it up around 7 a.m. or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty much gonna be the same scheduled programming that you've seen so far. That we're gonna go, directly over and and everything of the sort. On top of that, we have tetherism that is going to be going on, and folks that want to specifically speak on. I'm talking about. We got 2 white women speaking on the boycott. We got one dude from the UK, and then there was another woman. I forgot who she was that wanted to say something dumb about the boycott as well too. And like I said, all of these folks have the exact same narrative, and they're specifically speaking on black women to the extent talking about the extensions, talking about hair, talking about eyelash, like I said, it's a lot of foolishness. People that don't have nothing to do with the boycott have the utmost to say. At least at this moment in time, Asians have like shut up. They're like, hey, all right, we're gonna be hands off. We ain't gonna say nothing no more. We're just gonna let it do what it do. Everybody else is Johnny come latelys, and they want to now add their negative opinions directly on a boycott that has nothing to do with them. This is why I sit up there and say for the Africans in the UK, y'all need to shut up. This for sure don't got nothing to do with you. Y'all got all types of like interracial dating and problems directly up over there, and colorism and all this other type of stuff. For the white folks that want to leave their opinions directly on this, again, this don't got nothing to do with you. This for sure does not have anything to do with you. I understand when people sit up there and say that, talk about man's best friend, but again, this don't got nothing to do with you. Again, the Asian people, those in there, the loudest ones, started this whole situation and conversation. If those people wasn't sitting up there speaking and talking and rah 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 online, you wouldn't really see all of this backlash. It would be something like it'll be simmering, but it wouldn't be what it is currently at this moment in time. Like I said, white women, y'all need to just mind your business. Like I said, y'all would do anything in order to get attention and some type of accolades or whatnot or whatever from your white men directly out there, because that's the only way that you can do it. You ain't specifically doing it by way of looks, so you got to do it by negatively talking about black people. Like I said, crazy work directly out there. And then the first woman, I think y'all might see the video of. I think she was like a tether. She has an accent directly to her, and like I said, she was just like talking stupid. I'm like, I don't even understand right now. But y'all will see it. I'll make sure to post it about like 7 a.m. so that way people can sit up there and probably catch it. Because what do it say? What does it say? Weekday? It's yes, Wednesday. So yeah. Yep. Tippy was like, this man really thought it was 4 a.m. Yes, Tippy, my computer technically froze on me. Sham said there's a mosquito in my room biting me. I hope it dies drinking my blood. That's crazy. Yeah, Sheer, what is up? What is up? You said, what's up, chat, and what's up, brother Seji? Nothing much. Just talking at the moment. Sham said the funny part is the whole reverse racism, like Asians have said, why every Asian? Because all of you do it. It's your business in the hood. You do it. Yeah, that's true. He said Koreans are the worst offenders. That's facts. Tippy said, but white females wear lashes, extensions, wigs, BBLs, lip injections, melanin shots, tanning beds to look like black women. That's bars. Sham said, LOL, they have a whole shop with weaves just like us. Yeah, I think I might have showcased that in I don't think I put it as a short. I think I might have put it within a video. I would probably have to dig directly through, and I might repost that as like a short, so that we, people can, clear cut see that. Tippy said they need to hush and worry about their white men. Yep. Yeah, Sheer said this is insane to be living. to see black women teaming up with the agenda. Hey, like I said, and I do the quotations when I sit up there and say, um, black women, because again, you don't specifically um know, who this person directly is. Like I said, she wearing a full on headband. And then when you sit up there and see her a little bit later, you see why she's wearing a headband, because it's a lot of foreheadage directly there. So, there's that. Shem was like, white women can't be nothing but nosy. Yep. Sonny said, uh, Sonny was like, that mosquito is sucking on you so it can stay the night. Send that bee home. That's crazy. That's crazy. Somebody said, somebody wrote in chat talking about black women are demonic. Yeah, let me just, because I like to clear this out real quick. I'm like, dog, I need folks and who normally have, negative, types of things to that extent. Like I said, that's right up there with black women who create, channels or threads specifically stating that, black men should not, be here and all this other type of, like, it's right up there. I'm like, dog, y'all need therapy. I say this 99 different ways to Sunday. A lot of y'all are too old, and a lot of y'all are just bitter and jaded. I'm talking from both sides when it deals with black men and black women. A lot of y'all need therapy. Y'all need to spend some time by yourself and away from the general population of black Americans, because we don't need no more of that type of stuff within the community at all. Like we already got enough stuff to sit up there and worry about. And it's like all of y'all old folks are pulling up to the scene talking about trying to tell everybody how much that y'all hate one another. I'm like, dog, realistically, if y'all hate everybody, y'all hate each other so much, y'all realistically should actually be together. Y'all realistically should, in a sense, just like be there. But y'all don't even want to do it. Y'all hate each other so much, but yet y'all keep talking about each other. How does that make sense? That doesn't make any type of sense. It's almost as if you're still trying to get still trying to fight for some type of attention somewhere in a weird type of way. Like, yo, y'all got to get it together. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, what was it? You said black men have issues, of course. And you said black women are just objectively terrible, though. They are up there with white supremacists. I mean, the way I said it, for who was this? For Mike, I look at it like this. Both groups who specifically state, for the black women that say that they hate black men, and the black men that they say that they hate, black women, I look at y'all the exact same way. Y'all ain't no different. I don't know why y'all think that y'all are the lesser of the two evils. Like, y'all not. Y'all both a part of the exact same demon. And the type of messaging, the type of energy that y'all give off is very disruptive to the black community. Is very disruptive towards the healing of the black community, and also the relationships of black men and black women. Like I said, it's not needed. It's not needed at all. Like, realistically, folks need to just sit up there like, y'all too old to be doing this. Like I said, in a lot of instances, I know that y'all are older than me when y'all sitting up there saying all of this jaded stuff directly online, looking for attention. Like, that's crazy. If you feel a certain type of way about black women being demonic, go be with white women, go be with Latin women, go be with Asian women, all this other type of stuff. The same thing I say for those black women that feel a certain type of way about black men. Go be with all of those other. Go to the better pastures. To the grass is greener. Go sit up and deal with those men, right? And when you deal with those other individuals that are not a part of your community, stay directly there. And if you got anything bad to say, you better be speaking on that community, because there's no reason for you to come back and start and still speaking negatively about the black community. Like, you are no longer up over here. You ain't even dating nobody up over here. Like I said, I need y'all got to sit up there. Y'all too old to be doing this, dog. And the shameful part is that a lot of y'all got grandkids or kids. And this is the type of mouth, that this is the type of energy that y'all got, and y'all wonder why y'all relationships is fucked up. Y'all wonder why y'all can't find like a significant other. Y'all wonder why a lot of y'all are going to sit up there and just like die alone and die unhappy. And I'm talking about from both parties. I'm talking about black men and black women. Like, the ending is going to sit up there and come, and it's not going to be looking good at all. Like, don't nobody want to sit up there and be around energy that's always consistently negative and throwing out negative energy. Like, yo, you messing up everybody else's energy. Like, don't nobody got time for that. Like, that's 1,000% crazy to me. Like, I don't understand how y'all think y'all winning out here when y'all keep running your mouths like this. Like, you got older black women that's talking like this going through menopause, and then you got older black men talking like this going through erectile dysfunction. I'm like, what are we doing out here? Y'all both fucked up in general. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you got black women that's sitting up there older that are going through like breast cancer. Y'all sitting up there going through prostate cancer. What are we talking about out here? Y'all match made in heaven, but y'all don't even see it. Like I said, y'all too old to be up out here doing this. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, y'all the ones with the same bloodline. Y'all the reason why a lot of slave revolts never sat up there and happened, because you had such hatred for whatever reason that you was like, oh, I'm about to sit up there and start snitching the mass. I'm about to sit up there and let them know. I'm about to let them know what's happening. And both of y'all have been in bed with massa. It don't matter if you're a black man or a black woman. Y'all are both sitting up there getting used and abused and tortured. But yet you had so much hate directly in your heart for your own people that you was like, I'm not about to sit up there and let y'all go. I'm not about to be the only one sitting up there going through something. We all about to be going through something. Like, come on, dog. I don't even know how y'all bloodlines are even still here. Like, that's crazy to me. And I'm talking about for both parties, for black men and black women. It's crazy how the weakest ones still exist. It's like, how did that even occur? How did that occur? It's like that is the craziest thing to sit up there and think about, that we got in both areas for black men and black women. We got the weakest of the weakest directly up out here. But yet when we got strong people directly up out here, those are the first bloodlines that disappear. And then we got all of this nonsense up out here, but then the weakest ones talking about they the strongest. How we get, like, what type of delusion? What type of delusion? And like I said before, if you were really happy about the choices that you made in groups of other women or group of other men, why are you still sitting up there talking about the black community? Why do you even still care about the black? You are no longer a part of the black community. I'm talking about the ones who have horrible, abhorrent, and negative condescending comments about the black community. I'm talking about for the black men out there and for the black women. If you are happy, the pastures are greener and the grass is greener on the other side and all this other type of shit, why are you still worried about the black community? Why are you still go talk about white people? Go do that. Go invest and talk about the community of which that's where your woman or your man comes directly from. Go talk about them, but you're not going to do that because you know better. Because you know that's going to sit up there and mess up the possibility of you either getting engaged or married, having kids, and being happy. So you're going to sit up there and kindly shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down like a good little dog and take your nice little pats and your nice little doggy treats. That's what the fuck you're going to do. And when they sit up there and tell you, like, okay, it's time to talk about the black community, roof, 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 that's what you sit up there and do. Y'all do it all the time online. Nice little guard dogs, sweet little guard dogs. Right? The only time that you know how to bite is when you sit up there and see black Americans, black people in bold letters. Now it's time to go for the attack. You sitting up there running out there like a German shepherd. You're trained. Like I said, your owners can sit up there and starve you and you'll never turn on them. But if somebody black sees that you starving and try to help you out, you want to sit up there and tear them up to shreds. Like I said, that's crazy to me. That's 100% crazy. Like I said, and I keep trying to tell people before, I don't care if you're a black man or a black woman. I feel the same about y'all equally, especially if you got condescending type of tones or comments about the black community, knowing the fact that you date out. You need to shut the fuck up in general. And like I said, I don't care if I got men directly up in this comment section that fully disagree with me. Fuck you, fuck your opinions, and you need to shut the fuck up. The same thing with black women. I don't care if you think that I'm anti-black women. Know your place, know your role, shut your mouth, and shut the fuck up. It's that simple. Like I said, equal opportunist. These hands are bisexual. They're rated E for everybody. Anybody can sit up there and get it. It don't matter. That's how I do this content out here. Like I said, that's crazy to me. That is 100% wild work out here. Like I said, I don't know, I'm tired. That's like, I'm not tired, but I am tired because I had coffee. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, I know that this live stream, due to the fact that I'm cursing, right? This is obviously going to be a yellow live stream. So if anybody would like to support the content, if anybody would like to sit up there and support the content, you can $1 a day will help Seji stay directly on this platform and be able to make the content that is entertaining for you guys, along with these live streams. As my mom normally says, a closed mouth does not get fed. So that is, directly bars. Like I said, we got, however you want to sit up there and donate. We don't got Venmo, and we don't got a PO box, but we got that Cash App. You can also, become a member, sign up to the Patreon, different things of that nature. Like I said, I already knew where this was going to go, and I tried to keep myself within line, and it just didn't happen. I was doing so no, actually, no. About roughly 2 hours ago, I think I was probably cursing anyway, so it didn't matter. Yo, this man D Money was like, it's Pride Month, so I guess it's okay. Yo, that's crazy. That is wild. Yeah, Zootor is like, if you date outside of your race and you have only negative things to say about your own people, just be quiet. Yeah, that's facts. That's the same way that I feel. I'm like, you shouldn't be saying nothing. I'm like, you're better on the other side. Shout out, what is it, Adele? Hello from the other side. Yeah, that's where you at. You on the other side. Stay there. Stay directly up over there, even when they throw you directly away. Like I said, I done seen it with black men where they didn't either lost their lives or got thrown away, and then people want to start crawling directly back. That's their own journey that they got to sit up there and take, and they got to lick their wounds and all the other type of stuff. I've seen the exact same thing with black women. They either got thrown directly to the wayside, so now they swap their content, and now they want to be ultra pro black and start talking about black relationships and rah rah rah. Or in the extent of that young black woman who was with that white dude, she lost her life going over there to Africa. That was crazy. I would have never expected that to happen. Like, sent her directly to the ancestors. Wakanda forever. I'm like, and that's crazy. But also on top of that, she had negative sentiments that I've highlighted before, and she said some stuff about black American men. Talking about she gonna be just like her mom and get a white man, and that she gonna have like mixed kids and all this. I'm like, dog. It's like, I just wish that people could just date who they want to date and just like shut up. And I'm specifically talking about when people date other folks. I just wish people could just do that and date and just shut up. That's it. Like I said, in general, a lot of folks in the black community don't actually care. We only care when you want to make it an issue and a problem, or you want to highlight it and throw it directly in our face. Like I said, when you got black dudes out here bucking their eyes and sitting up there cheesing in every single picture, like they didn't just like hit the lottery. I'm like, dog, you need to calm the fuck down. You need to Zato Ranch. You need to calm down. Like I said, all you need to do is just put like blackface, the red lipstick, have the white gloves looking like Mickey Mouse. Just calm down. I need you to settle down. We get it. This is probably your first white woman that you'd have never had or whatnot or whatever. You think that you got the baddest. Calm down. Just relax. Just relax. Same thing with like black women out here dating with like a Travis Kelce, and they sit up there and try to dress that dude up as a white black man. I'm like, y'all, you need to calm down. I'm like, you technically dislike black men, say that they ain't this and ain't that, but you dress a white man up and get him a haircut to be reflective of black men, which is stupid. Like, that doesn't make any type of sense. Let that white boy be a white boy. Like I said, it's confusion on both sides. It's confusion on both sides. Like, it's crazy, man. Like I said, I get tired of seeing like a lot of this nonsense, man. And the craziest part is like on both sides, you got black dudes bucking their eyes, sitting up there looking like a racist caricature in blackface and all this other type of stuff, like full on like Uncle Ruckus, and acting like they just really got the best of the best. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you don't even act like this when you're with your you don't even look like this when you're taking pictures with your own black family. But the moment in time that you're around white people, Now it's like good dog. You sitting up there smiling like Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm like, what are you doing? And then we got black women sitting up there trying to, be the poster child for divestment and showing off white men. It's like now you want to sit up there and be in the best light, have like the best makeup, the best, like they be looking like straight tens. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, so why did you never do this when you were with like black dudes out here? I'm like, what just happened here? I'm like, so automatically it's like, okay, those black dudes wasn't worth it. But as soon as a white dude shows up, now you know how to dress. Now you buying the most expensive stuff. Everything is color coordinated. Your skin is like looking flawless and all. Like, man, y'all some clowns. I don't know. It's just it's straight clownery and hatred directly about here every time I sit up there and see this on social media. And everybody think that they're right. For both those black men and women, they always think that they're right. And it's like, no, y'all just look stupid. Y'all 100%, both of y'all look stupid. Like, I'm not in agreement with any of it. Especially when you got negative things to say about the black community, vice versa. I don't care who it is. Like, y'all both look stupid. It 100% is nonsensical. It's illogical. None of the things that you're doing, you never validated anything. And then y'all start crying when somebody starts being racist directly towards you. Like, you have black men online sitting up there crying like, yo, my such and such, my Hispanic girl, or, my Asian girl or whatnot, whatever, man, they sitting up there using like the N-word. And I'm like, all right, bro, that's on you though. You already knew what it was. Why make a video about it? Why even highlight it? It's going to make you even look stupider. Stupider is not even a word, but you know what I'm saying. It's going to make you look dumber than what you already are. But now you're going to highlight the dumbness for everybody to sit up there and realize how stupid you really are. You just made it worse. You magnified it. You are now the clown. just buy a nose from Party City. If we even still got Party City, just go out there and buy a nose. And then it's the same thing with black women that's sitting up there going through all of this divestment. And I read through all of the threads. I done went through the videos, especially on TikTok, where black women like, so, what am I the only one as a black woman with a white guy that has to deal with the issue of your white significant other wants to call you the N-word, while you're intimate, while you're in the bed? It's like what should I do? It's like, I really care about this relationship and I want it to work, but I have a problem with him using the N-word. What? Why are you talking so soft? Now all of a sudden you know how to quote unquote be a woman. Now you know how to move gently. Now you don't want to do none of that rah to sit up there and show how masculine, how you got dominant energy, how you've been a backbone and a leader and all this other, how you know your own self-worth and your value. Now you're not trying to do all of that. You talking as soft as possible, like you a 1952 housewife in a Technicolor dress. That's what we doing. Like I said, straight clowns. Straight clowns. Like I said, the conversations that y'all be having online, this is why I sit up there and say, like, y'all just need to just keep all of these conversations to yourselves on both parts. Where you got black dudes out here that say, black men looking for white women, or you're in a group where it's like white women looking for, black men, or BBC and all this other type of stuff. Like, and then you got the same thing where it's what was it for black women, the reverse end, it's like looking for slave play, race play, water sports, black women looking for BWC and all this other type of stuff, or trying to be a how can I write that? Be becoming a C dumpster, or what is it? Was it race play? Yeah. Also, black women looking for race play and stuff like I said, dog, y'all clowns on both sides, man. Like some of the most abhorrent, disgusting things that I've sat up there and seen online is crazy. 100% diabolical. It's like, people not ashamed. You're not ashamed. You're not embarrassed. Like I said, ain't nobody winning. Ain't nobody winning. Like I said, look at Eve. Eve was at a family gathering of whatever millionaire or billionaire that she's sitting up there married directly to. It wasn't a black in sight but her. If you didn't know any better, you would have thought Eve was the slave hand. You would have thought that she was the caregiver for those two white kids that were there. Because all you saw was a giant table filled of like a whole white family. Eve was just there with the kids. I'm like, word? I'm like, the optics on this looks insane. I'm like, how did we get here? You went from Rough Rider to now being like 12 years a slave. Like, how do we make that jump? Like, I'm just highly confused. You got the paw prints, the tattoos, and all this. How did we make that jump? How do we go from forwards to backwards? I'm a little bit. How do we go from aggressive to docile? Like how did we do that? How do we do that? Like that's crazy. That's crazy. But like I said, you know, I got love directly for my people, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Even if we have, disagreements and things of that nature, like I said, I understand that people are in an emotional place. Some people don't got their emotions directly in check, and because of that, um, people don't understand specifically what love is or how to manage or handle that because all they know is discomfort, chaos, um, hate, pain, envy, fear, and everything of the sort. So the moment in time that you try to give a little bit of love or tough love directly out there, people are going to have a visceral reaction directly to it. So I get that. This is why I don't sit up there and go off like I used to. This is why I don't sit up there and go off like I used to. Just trust me. If this dude that the Eric Bolton, whatever his name is, um, the comment that he made, if this was me back in like 2020 or 2021, this would have been a solid almost 2 hours and 30 minutes of me just sitting up there yelling. And then the other person that pulled up to the scene and wrote a comment as well too, talking about black women, I would have sat up there and just like went straight off. Straight off. Like I said, Will Davis said, on a side note, GTA 6 pre-orders are this Friday. I agree with you, Seji, and back to work for me. Hey, much love, respect, and appreciation. And thank you for being a part of the live stream. Also, thank you for letting me know GTA, those pre-orders about to happen on Friday, because I did forget about that. I got to make sure to put money down on my pre-order. That will be sitting up there happening. Like I told people, we going to be seeing some GTA directly on this channel. It will be happening. What was it? Sonny said, I met Eve growing up on the set of Got a Man because my uncle Brian managed her. Oh, that's like I said, I'm telling you, Sonny, we are in a timeline right now where you could easily gain, like I said, you don't got to show your face or nothing like that. You can even do an AI voice, but you can, start talking about a lot of these stories directly on TikTok. Like I said, like, this stuff, it makes it. Like I said, who's the one dude like Jason Lee directly about here? You see how far Jason Lee got? Start doing content. Like I said, that's all I'm saying, man. Start doing content. I'm telling you. Start doing content. Start doing content, man. I'm telling you. You said I sat on the side of her chair and she told everyone I was her boyfriend. Hey, that could have been a good business deal right there. It could have been a great business deal. Let me tell you, should have capitalized. Tippy said, can you do the full game of GTA? Probably so, yeah. Probably so. Like I said, we still got to get Tippy. We got to do the Tippy Foundation. Get this woman like a PS6. No, not PS6. So the PS5. The crazy part is because it's Prime Day or Prime Week. I think PlayStation 5 went back down to like $700 or whatever it was. So it was. I mean, it basically it went back to the same price as the PS3 originally was when it first came out. You said Sonny said, my dad is a hater. That night after the Got a Man shot, everyone was heading to start filming the Hot Boys video, and my dad made me go home. Oh, it's cold blooded. He was like, man, I ain't about to sit up there and like let this happen. If ain't nobody giving me no attention, my son ain't going nowhere either. Sam was like, oh, I looked it up and she is FBA. Wait, who you talking about, Sam? You talking about the lady in the photo? You said, wait, Sham said it needs to be. Oh, you said that the PlayStation needs the price needs to be low. I got you. Tippy says 700. What? I'm frugal. Oh my God, Tippy. Okay, you talking about Eve? I got you. I mean, well, I do get you know, why Sham sat up there and looked her up, because like I said, the stuff that Eve was sitting up there saying, how she was conducting herself on, like after Eve sat up there and got that white dude, her whole position changed on everything. Magically, she was like soft spoken. She ain't putting out this other type of energy that you would normally sit up there and get directly from her. She was moving completely different. I'm like, really? I'm just like, you were part of Rough Riders. You a Rough Rider, Eve, right? You were like the tough one, like you sit up there and like knock a woman out and all this other type of stuff, like brawling, and now all of a sudden, like you're a dainty little flower. Come on, nah, brother. You gotta miss me with that one. Mm-mm. Nah. Yo, Don, what is up? What is up? Did I ever tell you about the time that Queen Latifah stole a female from me at what a Salem Platinum party in NYC in 2000? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised though. It's Queen Latifah. Like I said, you know, the craziest part is back during when they had the show Living Single, you know, growing up, I was like, yo, Queen Latifah look good. I'm like, you know, she played basketball and everything. Like I said, during that time, I'm not really thinking that, oh, she's more than likely like a lesbian, all this other type. I'm just looking at her as Queen Latifah. I'm like, yo, Queen Latifah's attractive. You know, but then, you know, later on, just like the same thing with Raven Simone. I'm like, yo, growing up looking at that so Raven, I'm like, yo, Raven Simone, like, hey, what's going on? Like, you know what's happening? You know, and then you sit up there and see Raven Simone, she got a white girl. I'm like, all right, well, it'd be like that, you know. It'd be like that. What was it? Soul said that Philly accent is gone. Yeah. Yep. Sham said, I couldn't remember because a lot of people be born here, but their parents are from overseas, so I had to check. Yeah. Yo, wow, what is up? What is up? You said playing that role of a lifetime. Yeah, she playing that role to the max. Let me tell you, she's getting that bag. She making sure she keep that. Sam said, what was it? Then you got Nicki Minaj, but she's always been out of pocket. Yeah, Nicki Minaj, she always said that she was like Caribbean or whatever. She always said that she was the main one that went off on Michael B. Jordan when he tried to do the Joe Vert like alcohol line, and she had all the other folks from the islands get directly on him, but then you got a white dude that has like something called Calypso. And I pointed that out in the video. So I'm like, okay, so Nicki Minaj and all of her followers, I'm like, so y'all gonna get on Michael B. Jordan saying that he's basically trying to like steal from your culture and all this other type of stuff. All right, cool. But what about this white dude that has something you know, drink line or whatever it's called Calypso? I'm like, so y'all ain't gonna say nothing about this? Y'all not gonna okay, y'all got it. You got it. Tibby said, wish she could be a dainty flower girl with a black man. Wild said Queen had to be touched. Wild said she playing for the wrong team. Don said we hooked up with D, the Rough Rider tour, and after our ladies' night out, tour ended. It's tough. Wild said Minaj is a super tether. Yeah, she did a complete. I ain't never seen a woman do a flip like that in my life. She went from being ultra ratchet, Anaconda, you know, music video and all this other type of stuff, and now she's like conservative. I'm like, that is a jump, because there was video footage of her on stage talking about Trump's wife. She was wholeheartedly sitting up there talking about Trump's wife, and then she's a conservative talking about like Erica Kirk and giving like a message to the UN and all this. I'm like, man, nobody's calling out, but I'm like, all right, well, Nicki Minaj fans, this is you. This is your leader. So I'm looking at her. I'm like, if she's conservative, so are you. It'd be like that. Sonny said on set, I don't remember her really engaging with the guys between shoots. Like when it rained, she mostly sat with me and Mashonda. Wild said all these women having all these surgeries. It's crazy. It is. Sham said them Trinidad Caribbeans be stuck up. Don said I don't like her fake self, and I think her cast stink. That's crazy. Sham was like, they got screwed over by the French too as well. Sonny said, not even with my dad. That's crazy. Like I said, some of y'all got like stories out here about celebrities, man. Y'all should just get on TikTok real quick, and you know, you'll probably you know, blow up real quick. Like I said, I told people before, if you want to sit up there and do something, go to TikTok. TikTok got a lot of movement every single day. Like TikTok is like New York, it never sleeps. like somebody every single day is getting like an influx of subscribers because of some story time or whatever information that they releasing or the videos that they happen to put out and do. But again, that's only if people are into social media like that. But anyways, it's about what I was about to say 4:33. I lied to myself. Go back to my actual clock that works on my phone. It is currently 1:30. It's 1:29. I'm going to just say like 1:30. So I'm gonna let y'all have at it. It's about like 2:44. I'm probably gonna give me like some more coffee, work on some videos and put some stuff together for you guys for early in the morning, towards the afternoon and evening, and we will go back to the normal scheduled program, guys. Thank y'all for being directly here, listening to me talk and going over this whole situation and everything of the sort. I keep y'all posted if that dude ever actually sends a reply back. Let me refresh this one more time. Let me see. Oh, he actually did reply back. Let me see. Let me see. What did he say? He said, campaign, that's not the point or the issue yet, whatever. Brother, what are you talking? Hold on. No. Nah. Like, that's crazy. Hold on. Wait. Let me can I roll this back up? Let me just refresh this. Cause that's crazy. It's crazy how you sit up there and say, like, that's not the point. Dog, you literally sat up here and said that you were going to do some type of campaign and whatnot. What do you say? Lady that's filming the story. Listen, they don't care about Africa, the vicious towards this. Now he's commenting on like a previous old video. I think he already commented directly on. I'm like, dog, what? Like, you can't, like, this is what I'd be sitting up here saying. I'm like, dog, I need people to sit up there and stay directly on task. Like, if I was on time, he wrote this like 12 minutes ago. Like, dog, this is, let me highlight this response, because I want to know, he's the one that sat up there. So let me just highlight this response real quick, because that don't make no damn sense, dog. You're the one that brought this directly up. This is his response, right? He said campaign ? That's not the point or the issue yet, whatever. Dog, you literally sat up there and said that you were going to try to sit up there and do like this whole campaign and all this other type of whatnot or whatever to get me up out of here, or however you wanted to sit up there and insinuate it. Now you sit up there saying like that's not the point. For me, that's the point. Like I said, I don't like veiled threats. If let me just respond directly to him. I'm like, well, you can respond to the live stream I did about you. You can respond to this live stream I did. And do that. Well, you can respond to the let me just make sure to put the thumbs up directly on that. Like I said, dude had a delay reaction and wanted to sit up there and reply, but she was able to reply on time for everything else. Like, that's crazy. That's wild to me. Like, that is 100% crazy. What was it? Sham said he wrote back. Yeah. Yep. Tip was like, he's not in the chat. Nah. He wrote back on the on underneath the post. D-Money said, any story that you share on TikTok is a 15% finder's fee is required from the proceeds. Yo, this man. While I say he to unleash the hands. No, like I said, he got like a whole, nice little hour or whatnot or whatever, in between there and everything of my response. Like I said, he can respond directly to this video. Like I said, this type of stuff don't be making no type of sense, dog. Like I said, the straight clown warfare out here. Out of all the stuff that you could sit up there and do, and then you wanted to write, you wanted to go through, and you wanted to do all of this. But then when I sit up there, I'm like, yo, so what is this? What you really mean? What is this really about? Now you want to sit up and say like that don't even really matter. Let's focus on the other stuff that I brought up. I'm like, dog, you clearly said that you were going to do a campaign as if you got all this information directly upon me, like you got a dossier, like you from the CIA or the FBI or Interpol or something like that. So I'm like, yo, when you starting this campaign? When are you sitting up there doing this campaign? Like, let me know. Let me know so I can be there to sit up there and watch. Because it more than likely he wouldn't sit up there and do this on YouTube. It'll probably be on some other platform. I can promise you that. And it probably won't even be under the same name that he got up here on YouTube. Like I said before, crazy work. It is diabolical in nature. Let me see. Let me give a let me try to redo this. Let me see if we got a response real quick. Because like I said, people be having random times that they want to pull up to the scene and leave a comment. Like I said, he'll probably see it. That's some wild work right there. 100%. Sonny said, I never saw somebody like Eve as being with a black man. I felt certain of that as a child. I swore it was because she was into females. Yeah, I thought she was into women too. Because I saw certain videos, I saw her looking at women, but I'm like, all right, maybe she might be, moving both ways, Wild said Hito about to drop 2-piece and a tsunami slap. Talking about that Honda, that Edmund Honda Street Fighter. Like I said, like yo, it's just incredibly crazy out here how people want to sit up there and move and everything of the sort. Matter of fact, let me check to make sure he might have wrote something before and it might have maybe it didn't show up in the front. Because that's the other thing as well too. Like a lot of times y'all write, comments or whatever, and for whatever reason they get flagged in the background. So wait, what did somebody say? Somebody said Seji showed that old Tyrone Muhammad video at the nail store. It shows another example of what side black women are really on. Oh, that video is already up there. It's already up there. Yeah, I'm trying to see if he might have wrote something in the background. So yeah, just in case if y'all do leave comments and you don't happen to see them, for whatever reason, they will get flagged. And a lot of times I read y'all comments and look at them like there was no reason to actually flag it. So I'm like, I don't even understand. Because I'm looking through, I probably got over about like 70 plus comments back here that ended up getting flagged that really shouldn't be flagged at all. And I'm like, that's crazy. And the crazy part is even a few of my moderators, like their comments got flagged. And I'm like, this don't make no sense. I'm like, there's nothing really even here to be flagged in general. But yeah, like I said, that's another reason why it takes me a long time to also get videos done and whatnot, because I'm going through comments for a lot of videos and trying to get y'all comments back out there on top of sometimes responding and editing and watching content and trying to put stuff together. So somebody said they're not on your side, brother. LOL. I mean, it'd be like that. Sham said I don't see his comment no more. Did he delete it? It shouldn't be deleted. Let me check. I made sure to pin his comment directly to the top of the page for the most recent. No, it's still up there, Sham. It's for the video where it's called "This is the Face of the Vision." You might have to like put it in as view as new instead of view either old or whatever the other term that they got directly up there. Yeah, take it off of most relevant and put it as new comments. And then you should be able to potentially see it or whatnot. Because yeah, it's still, I'm looking at it in the background, it's still here. Because I can see my response and everything directly there. Tippy said, yeah, I'm pretty sure mine's got flagged. Yeah, Tippy, quite a few of yours got flagged. Yeah. Sham said, I don't see the comment. Sham was like, okay, let me try again. Don said, I have an apparel company and we were collabing with a couple other companies to make a full service artist merch management company. Yo, that's dope. That is that's pretty dope. Make sure to, if the company is like still brand new and whatnot, or if you're still actively doing that, make sure to start up your social media. Have a LinkedIn. Basically all the platforms. Do LinkedIn, do Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, X. Did I list IG? IG, and I think there's like one other platform that I'm missing as well too. But make sure you got social media, your name on social media on a lot of these places. Make sure to post, like a few videos and whatnot or whatever, at least like 5 or 10 directly on the page, because I know it's hard if you're one person basically doing it. But make sure to have some videos directly up there, either of the apparel, how it is that you make the apparel, a variety of, if you got competitive prices and different stuff of that nature. Like I said, I'm pretty sure like I'm just repeating stuff that you already know, but I'm talking, directly to you, and also, other people as well too that that maybe want to start up a company and and do stuff like that. You said LOL, he must have blocked me because I don't see it. Yo, that's crazy. That's why I think y'all told me about that before, where some people would make comments and then they would block you, I guess, so that you, I guess, couldn't do something to their comment or something. I don't know. It was something weird because I remember in a few live streams y'all told me about that y'all couldn't see some of those comments or whatnot, and I'm like, that's wild. Is there a way I might have to sit up there and check the moderation to see if there's a way to bypass that or whatnot? Or maybe you might have to look at it from a different profile, maybe, and see what it is. Because like I said, they be you will have like these folks out here, if they know that y'all are moderators, they will make sure to sit up there and block y'all, which is crazy to me. I'm like, so you're blocking my moderators? And especially if you never even had a conversation, I'm like, yeah, now we got a problem. Yo, that's crazy. This man, Sonny, was like, yo, I block mods a lot in other channels. How my IQ is set up. LOL. Sonny sitting up there playing those TikTok games. He was like, up. Let me see who the mods are on TikTok. Let me sit up there and block them. Yo, that's crazy. That's wild. That is wild. That's wild. But like I said before, all of that is directly crazy though. Like I said, if you're gonna put certain energy out there and say that you're about that life, I expect you to sit up there and move in that same direction, especially being like an older man. It's like, yo, I expect a lot more. Like I said, what was outlaw normally say, don't tempt me with a good time. Yeah. It's like, yeah, don't do that. Like I said, because I can shift gears real quick. Really, really quick. Like I said, I tell people all the time, like, yo, all you gotta do is just leave me alone and I'm good. I'll stay to, my own little corner, doing my own little thing, tunnel vision, and focus directly on that. The moment in time, you let me know that you want some type of attention and you just directly being stupid, no problem. We can all be stupid together. Like, yo, hey, about that life out here. Sonny said, I don't have social media, but when I did, I would definitely block fact checkers. Oh yeah, that was like, what was that, like back in like Facebook, type era technically? Probably like some early 2000s. Don said Aaliyah was the last merch management contract I had. You said solo, but before we get hit the tour scene, you know what happened. I was with Genuine on the Ladies Night Out tour just prior to the Aaliyah deal. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. Like I said, man, like, yo, a lot of y'all been blessed, like, to, be, in those type of positions where it's like, you got a variety of like some options and stuff like that. Like I said, that's dope. That is incredible. You know, like I said before, whatever y'all got going, yeah, like I said, I hope that y'all, whatever y'all creating, y'all sit up there and keep going. You know, yo, young, what is up? What is up? What is up? Sham was like, okay, I see it now. I had to open it in another browser. That's crazy. Wait, so maybe it was a browser problem then. Sonny says, so it wasn't your stuff that weighed down her airplane. That's crazy. This man got jokes. But yeah, like I said before, like yo, that's like I said, I get what people say about the music industry and whatnot or whatever, but I ain't even worried about the red door or whatever you want to sit up and call it. I'm just looking at the fact of like the opportunity to be able to say like, yo, I have my clothing directly in front of like these millionaires where it's the potentiality of like life-changing type of things that can like literally elevate where you currently are to like something else. Like I said, that's dope. Like I said, this is why I set up and said before, like if people got dreams or stuff that they want to do, like yo, go out there and do it. Go out there and chase it. Because can't nobody do it but you. And it's up to you in the long run to sit up there and keep faith and to believe in yourself and your dream, because ain't nobody else going to sit up there and do it. Right? Can't nobody manage to run your life to the point where they'll make your dreams come true. You got to be the one to sit up there and do it, invest the time and the energy and everything of that sort. And like I said, I hope and wish that everybody out there, get the stuff that they are looking directly for. Somebody said what? Sorry to hear about your. Is that supposed to be like news status? I'm a little bit confused. I don't even know what that means. It's like I'm all confused. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Like I said before, it's a little bit crazy, but like I said before, that was just that was it. That was pretty much it. I ain't gonna keep y'all here any longer. Directly on this live stream, we'll let y'all have directly at it, and let y'all go to sleep or do whatever it is that y'all normally do. Also, shout out to the 2.3 that pulled directly up to the previous video that we had running directly up there. Again, like I said before, we got other videos that's gonna be coming up directly through the day. Sonny said, if my heavy merch, it will be my last two. That's crazy. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Again, shout out to all of my mods doing the Lord's work every single day. I also want to note to the mods out there, notice how we didn't have a lot of trolls. Notice how, because out of all the live streams that we've done so far throughout the weeks and whatnot, we've had the least, I would say the least amount of trolls pulled directly up. And even when it deals with like all of the racist stuff, so that lets you know that both either the quote unquote real people or the bots, all of that stuff is like sleep, or they're just focused on other channels. Like they got certain times, I guess, that they can't get more words right, that they have these things set up to specifically appear on black like live streams and channels and stuff like that. So again, like I said, take note, because we do block a lot here, but not enough where it cleans the slate, right? But again, shout out to the moderators for doing the Lord's work, both seen and unseen. Shout out to the members directly out there. Shout out to anybody who's donated directly to the channel. Shout out to anybody who's a part of the Patreon. Shout out to any new subscribers. I think we have about like 600 and something new subscribers directly to the channel. So shout out to all of those folks, and shout out to those out there who leave comments underneath the videos and take the time out of their days to allow me into their homes, or a little slice of their time to listen to what I got to say about a lot of this content and stuff out here. Tibby said, why am I over here watching Dirty Harry? That's crazy. Don said, nephew, Jay-Z and Beyonce are completely different people than those I was acquainted with some 20 years ago. I believe it. Tibby said, yesterday was crazy. Yeah. Oh, you said 25 years ago. I got you. Something was like lead socks. That's crazy. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys in the next video and or live streaming again. You might have to give it a little bit of time, but you'll be able to do a playback and rewatch the live stream if you would like to. And also at this time, let me see what we got so far. I want to say shout out to I probably got to go to content real quick and go to live because I don't know how much it looks on the other channel. What we got so far. Shout out to it probably had about like 900 came directly up to the channel. I'm trying to see something real quick. I can't even get the analytics real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, so shout out to the 1600 that pulled directly up and came through and watched. Let me go to the other side real quick and look at it real quick. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, it'd be impossible that nobody is watching it on this side. Let me see other notices. Okay, so maybe it might be like the music or something like that. I'll check that out. On the other side, let me see what we got here so far. Shout out to the 1100, almost like 1200 that pulled up to the other side. Oddly enough, we got the same duration of views on the video. Like I said, shout out to those folks. And I know that a lot of y'all are on both sides of the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Shout out to y'all and everything of the sort. Much love, respect, and appreciation. We got Ebony that sent 2 jewels. Much love, respect, and appreciation. I know she probably not here at this moment, but this is the end of the part where I happen to check a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to get a lot of stuff out the way so I can, just send some appreciation to folks, up out here. Just, give a quick little shout out to people. Gotta look at it real quick. Shout out to Shade. He said, keep up the fight and speak up. $5. Don't know. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Let me can I highlight that? I can't. That sucks. Shout out to who was that? To Hallway for the 2 jewels. Shout out to Gail for the 130 jewels. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love. Like I said, thank y'all for y'all support, your love, and everything of the sort. I'm gonna let y'all have directly at it. I know D Money might have a live stream going. Do the brother got a live stream going right now? Cause I don't think I can. Do I know how to redirect? I don't think I know how to do that on here. I'm trying to sit up there and see. I think I'll have to go to my front page. Cause that's the only way I know if anybody is live or whatnot. Let me see. The brother is not live right now, but he does have some uploads. So if you are into gaming, check out D Money, one of our mods here, Brother Games, and he does a 3v3. It's a game that you can probably find on pretty much all consoles, or at least you can find it on PlayStation and Xbox and everything of the sort. Roll directly by and support the brother's channel. Got black men out here gaming, balling on folks. But yeah, much love, respect. What was it? Shan was like, it's late for D Money's live stream, ain't it? D Money said no stream tonight. Okay. I got you. What was it? Tibby said it's Men's Health Month, Awareness Month. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Sunny said it was Rock the Boat video. Why would you dress her in knight's armor? I don't even know. Man, D Money with the Mo comments out here. Was it Shan was like, tell him about himself, and I almost told him to take his old geriatric self on. Yo, that's crazy. Sonny said, "This man." But yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next video and or live stream. Peace out.